Plus, have your own gridiron battle on their 27-hole miniature golf course. You can visit Shell's right there on 5th Street Highway in Temple. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about tonight's game. We'll tell you about what's happening after the game and what's happening during the night. It's the Scoreboard Show here on a Friday night, and the voice of Berks and Beyond 830 WEEU.
My AC gave out on the hottest day of the year. Keith had it running again fast and for a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, Keith handles it all. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Honest, fast, professional, solid work every time. Call Keith. You'll be glad you did.
Keith, quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
At the end of the night, that will definitely happen. Another one or two or three or dozen will bite the bus, but bite the dust, man. Can we just start all over? Can somebody bite the dust? These teams
bear with us, folks. We're off to a bit of a rocky start here. We don't know if it's the scoreboard show, the pregame show, or we biting dust. The bus, I'd rather bite dust.
Well,
the bus would be awfully metallic, I think.
I'm excited because we have a young upstart broadcaster joining Bob McCool tonight, and I'll tell you about that in just a little bit. But let's talk about what's going on in front of us tonight, and that is Governor Mifflin on the heels of 3 losses in a row. And they've got to start winning, not to be silly, to keep playoff hopes alive. Conestoga Valley is just right now the best offense in Section 2. One of the best offenses right there with Twin Valley and Muhlenberg, but definitely the best defense. It is a team that can throw the ball. It is a team that shares the ball. And this Governor Mifflin defense has not been what I think Nick Morrissey wants it to be, Matt.
Yeah, Governor Mifflin's going to have their hands full tonight. The Buckskins, not only one of the best teams in the yellow, but one of the best teams in District 3 Class 5A. Like you said, Jeff, they can throw it, they can run it, they play great defense. There are 4 undefeated teams in District 3 Class 5A. That's Exeter, Conestoga Valley, New Oxford, and Muhlenberg. One of those teams will most definitely lose tonight because Muhlenberg is playing against Exeter, but Conestoga Valley, one of the other unbeaten teams at 6-0. If you're Governor Mifflin, you're playing a solid team. You need to get off to a strong start. We saw the Mustangs a couple of weeks ago. Turnover on the opening drive
last Friday night
led to 7 points for Wilson, and that was sort of all she wrote. The Bulldogs controlled the rest of that game. They need to get off to a better start tonight if they want to be able to compete.
And it's going to be one on the ground because Governor Mifflin can run the ball. They've got some good running backs. LeBron Leaf is a nice quarterback finding his groove right now. So limit the turnovers, control the ball on the ground.
And set the tone early.
That's right. Well, that's it. We just broke it down. So there you go. You don't even have to watch. You have to watch. I'm just kidding. Top of the hour at our YouTube channel, 830 WEEU Sports. Let's roll the games, which we're going to talk about tonight. Yesterday, we did have some action. Wyomissing beats Daniel Boone 55-6. Penn Manor beats Littleton 39-6. Lampeter Strasburg a 59-13 winner over Northern Lebanon, and Steel High beats James Buchanan. That's all Thursday games. Friday games, not only do we have our game, but also Cedar Crest and Manheim Township. That is at Manheim Township. Manheim Township has won 4 in a row. Where's Wilson tonight, Matt?
Wilson is traveling to Hempfield, a series they have dominated. Hempfield's 500 on the season. Bulldogs 5-1.
All eyes there up on 5th Street. Muhlenberg and Exeter battle the unbeatens. Going to be an interesting game. I do think there's a clear-cut winner in that one, and I think it is Exeter. I think Muhlenberg has got a very good and a very talented team. I think Exeter's just a little bit better when push comes to shove. I'm hoping it's a great game. I truly am. Elizabethtown and Lebanon, where you at on that, Matt?
Lebanon is going to travel to E-Town tonight. The Cedars looking to break their 48-game losing streak. E-Town's 3-3 on the season. but they're still looking for their first league win tonight.
Effort and Cocalico separated by just 4 or 5 miles. They meet up tonight in a non-league game. Solanco and Manheim Central at Manheim Central. Garden Spot, Conrad Weiser, Scouts looking to get off the skids there. They are hosting Garden Spot. How about Twin Valley and Donegal? And what's happening after that, Matt?
Elko is going to travel to Octorara in a Lancaster Lebanon League Section 4 matchup, and Anvil Cleona is going to travel to Lancaster Catholic.
It is Columbia and Schuylkill Valley. Columbia, a bit of a surprise this year, playing 500 football at 3-3, 2-1 in the league. They will play host to Schuylkill Valley. They've won, by the way, Columbia's won 3 of their last 4 games. Pequay Valley and Hamburg, that takes place at Hamburg. Let's go out of the area a little bit, Matt.
Starting with the Pack, Owen J. Roberts travels to Boyertown tonight. First place in the Pack Liberty on the line. And in the Pack Frontier, Upper Marion will travel to Upper Perk.
Saturday games, Fleetwood and Homecoming against Warwick. Berks Catholic in Kutztown, where they run the ball. That should be about a 63-minute game. And Reading and McCaskey. That's a 4 o'clock start, and that takes place at Lancaster Catholic High School. All right, let's take a time out. When we come back, we'll tell you what to expect at the half and after the game. Our game at the top of the hour, of course, is Conestoga Valley and Governor Mifflin. We'll be back with more on the Voice of Berks and Beyond, 830 WEEU.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Redner's Markets is a part of the Berks County community, proudly employee, local, and American-owned since 1970. Your support has made Redner's a staple, and your continued commitment is rewarded with the Redner's Rewards Program. Shopping at the markets earns you big savings with grocery deals, special offers and services, and surprise savings. Rewards members save at the pump, too, with discounts on fuel prices at our 7 Redner's Quick Stops and many more select locations. Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's mobile app. Sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
Conestoga Valley, Governor Mifflin, top of the hour, free YouTube channel. I know if you're listening to us right now, don't forget we've got that free video on our YouTube channel, 830 WEEU Sports. At the break, halftime, we're going to update you on all the scores and all the highlights after the game, all the finals and all the highlights as they took place during the night. Also on the postgame show, we've got Berks Catholic players Aiden Curley and Xavier Gerald in studio. And we're going to Facebook Live that first 15 minutes from about 10 to 10:15. They'll be with us till about 10:30. We'll talk about the game tomorrow against Kutztown, the season that they're having. Also, they get to roll some scores with us and talk to the writers as well. So that's going to be Aiden Curley and Xavier Gerald in studio from Berks Catholic between 10 and 10:30. And it is also going to be Facebook Live. So let's get ready to send it out. Bob McCool and a young upstart broadcaster by the name of Frank Ferrandino. Frank, of course, has done some wrestling with us, an outstanding defensive coordinator at Wyomissing, former athlete there, wonderful wrestling coach, and now he dips his toes into the color commentary work of football. Frank, I know you're going to be great. Bob, you got a good one. For Matt Knob and Sean Tansky, I'm Jeff Nolan. We'll talk to you at the half.
It's time for high school football. Presented by Savage Auto Group on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
High school sports on WEEU is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A, Celebration Villa of Exeter, Diefenbach Snacks, the Coley Insurance Group, Keith Heating and Air Conditioning, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Overhead Door Company, Render's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Ready Fight Phil's, Savage Auto Group, Shell's Restaurant, Mini Golf and Dairy Swirl, Spots Insurance, UECU, United Way of Berks County, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
WEEU is proud to showcase the talent and skill of our local high school athletes. From every tackle to every blitz and every thrilling touchdown, we bring you the best calls and analysis. Now, live from the field, your hosts, Bob McCool and Matt Lytle.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Mifflin Stadium in Shillington. Tonight, the Conestoga Valley Buckskins, the Governor Mifflin Mustangs is our matchup as our coverage of high school football continues on WEEU. Buckskins smooth sailing so far. They are 6-0 on the season and off to a 2-0 start in Section 2 of the Lancaster Lemon League. Mustangs at 0-2 in Section 2 and 2-4 after last week's hard-fought loss to their arch rival, the Wilson Bulldogs. This game a year ago went to the wire. Conestoga Valley in a path to a 10-0 season in the regular season last year beat the Mustangs on their home field in Whitmer by a 28-21 game. The Mustangs had an opportunity in that game late, fumbled the football, and Conestoga Valley was able to win the game in the end. Can the Mustangs do the same kind of thing to the Buckskins and ruin their start to the season? That's what's on the line tonight. It's high school football. As always, it's presented by Savage Auto Group, and we are live on the radio on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. You can listen to us as well on the Live 365 app. Better yet, you can watch us. Sit back, put it on the YouTube channel on your smart TV, and enjoy high school football at its finest as our coverage continues. That YouTube page is 8:30 WEEU Sports, and it's high school football with Governor Mifflin taking on Conestoga Valley. And again, it is presented to you by Savage Auto Group. Our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show continues from Shillington after this.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Tonight's pregame show is brought to you by Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf. Fuel up for game day with their delicious burgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, barbecue sandwiches, French fries, and, of course, ice cream. Have your own gridiron battle on their 27-hole miniature golf course. Still plenty of time throughout the fall to get out there and get a round of miniature golf in and enjoy everything that Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf has to offer. Visit Shell's on the 5th Street Highway in Temple. Alongside Frank Ferrandino, my name is Bob McCool as we get you set for this Mustangs versus Buckskins matchup. And Frank, just talking about Conestoga Valley, John Shapansky's in his 4th season with the Buckskins. So far, here's the run for Conestoga Valley. Penn Manor, McCaskey, Dover, Spring Grove, their non-league matchups. And in Section 2, they beat Effort at 31-7. They beat Lebanon 49-15. So, yeah, they're 6-0, and they've been very good. They were 10-0 a year ago. But if you look at the schedule, and if you really want to try and nitpick a little bit, the Buckskins really haven't been tested. The tail end of their schedule, starting tonight against Governor Mifflin, they've got Exeter on the horizon. They've got Muhlenberg on the horizon. So Conestoga Valley is primed right now for the tail end of the season and to see how well they are against some better tests.
Yeah, certainly their strength of schedule is coming up in the next few weeks, and I think starting tonight. And in the exact opposite scenario is Mifflin, who's kind of run through all of the real strong programs. And now, from this point on, this could be a good turning point for them, and they should be in some even battles down the road. But this will be an interesting matchup tonight.
So you've got this Conestoga Valley team, and Jeff Nolan was talking a little bit about them and how good they've been and what they've done, 37.5 points per game. But it starts with the quarterback in Sawyer Espenshade, but it's the style of offense. It's the spread wing tee, and, of course, being the one missing Spartan that you are, you know about the wing tee, but this is a very different version of it. And I asked you, my thought process was it's kind of similar to what Twin Valley does. It's a wing tee, but it's not the Bob Wolf from Delaware wing tee. It's a very different version of a wing tee, but that's the base of what they do.
Right. It's this fancy football where they put the quarterback 3.5, 4 yards back and send him the ball through a shotgun, which I don't quite understand, but it is the craze now. But I think a lot of the blocking schemes will be the same, and I think the theory of fake, one back, another back takes it, or fake and throw the ball. So.
And the guy they got doing that is Sawyer Espenshade in a season and a half. He started obviously throughout his junior year last year, and he's a senior now. So a year and a half in, he's already over 3,000 career yards. He's got 41 touchdown passes. And Frank, what jumps out at me is the fact that this Conestoga Valley team, I was just looking at their statistics and pass receivers. They've got 7 different guys who have caught a pass. And from a guy who understands about figuring out a way to stop a team, that makes it very difficult at this level to be able to cover that many guys on a field.
What jumped out at me was their top 3 receivers all have 15 receptions. So they are definitely spreading the ball to all of their skill people. And then they have a back in the backfield who will catch the ball and a quarterback who can run. That's
coached by Nick Morrissey. He is in his second season. He's 7-10 so far. He took over for Jeff Lang, and of course he was here with Vic Vecchio for many years as well. When Frank made reference to the schedule so far for Governor Mifflin, they won over Pleasant Valley. They lost to an always good Perkiomen Valley team. They beat Hempfield on this field. That was kind of the pinnacle of things for the Mustangs, but unfortunately it took some injuries in the process. They lost the game last week against Wilson, as we talked about, in a non-leaguer. And then the 2 games in the section, they've lost to the 2 teams who are unbeaten right now and battling each other tonight in Exeter and Muhlenberg. So it's been a tough road for the Mustangs to be sitting here at 2-4. But it's what the Mustangs do, and it's the Veer offense. Vic Vecchio brought this offense to Governor Mifflin 30-plus years ago and had a great deal of success with it. But it starts as well as every offense does in some regard, and that's with the quarterback and LeBron Lee, an outstanding athlete who they've kind of morphed into the quarterback role.
Yeah, it's tough. When you run a midline type option offense, you want your best athlete behind center, and he's got to make a lot of decisions. He's got to make them quickly. He's got to handle the ball, and there's a lot of deception with the midline, and that's tough to do when you're a first-year starting quarterback. But as the season goes on, generally those quarterbacks get better and better and better. So I'm looking forward to seeing him tonight.
Yeah, and it's interesting because part of what Nick Morrissey was talking about, again, last week, I mean, LeBron Leaf had some shoulder issues last year, but he had it taken care of. Physically, he was fine, but they didn't think he was really throwing the ball all that well. But last week against Wilson, he did pretty well, especially the second half. Now, they were behind and they had to throw, but he did okay, and he's got some athletes. And Nick Morrissey said, you might see a little bit more of that from us tonight. That may shake some feathers up here in Shillington if they start tossing the ball around here. We'll see how much throwing the ball a lot, what that means in Shillington. I'm not sure what throwing the ball a lot means in Shillington. That might be 10.
Right. I can relate to that a little bit. But, when you run an option heavy run offense, your home run hitter is a pass. When you have that defense who is so concerned about stopping the run, and it's assignment football, and everybody's got somebody they have to attest to, and then all of a sudden you're pulling the ball and throwing it, generally you'll find a wide open receiver down the seam of a field when you're running an option offense.
It's time for us to take a look at our keys to the game, and they're brought to you by RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis, who is a proud Governor Mifflin graduate, I may add. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame with over 20 years of experience providing countless buyers and sellers keys to their real estate transactions. Call 610-670-2770. Ask for Phil Macaronis for the keys to buying and selling your home. It's the Conestoga Valley Buckskins, the Governor Mifflin Mustangs. Frank Ferrandino has his keys to tonight's football game.
Well, I think, every coach will tell you we have to win the turnover battle. We have to not hurt ourselves with penalties, and the kicking game has to be on and things like that. But really, in my opinion, Conestoga Valley, coming in as a heavy favorite, needs to establish themselves right away. Send a message that we are really good. We're really tough to defend. We are a 6-0 team, and that starts on the first drive, whether it's offensively or defensively, just to establish their style of play and the speed at which they want to play at. On the other end, I think Mifflin has the challenge of early in this game, they need to let Conestoga Valley know you're in for a battle tonight. We are going to try and control the clock. We're going to try and get 3.5 yards every play, and we're going to try and keep your offense sitting on the sideline instead of on the field. So I'm anxious to see how that plays out, and I think the 2 keys are Mifflin holding and keeping the ball, and Conestoga Valley, when they do get it, hitting quick hitters and traveling at a fast pace and kind of getting back into their game and the way they like to play.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it from Mifflin's perspective, last week they had the opening drive after they fumbled the football. Wilson scores early. Mifflin goes back, put together a 14-play drive. They ate up over 7 minutes of the first quarter. Unfortunately for them, they didn't finish it off. They got the first and goal at the 2. There was a penalty. They got pushed back. They ended up getting a field goal out of it instead of the touchdown. But even if they don't score in those situations, I know this is talk about the ultimate simplification, but if you've got the football, they can't score. And even if they can take those kind of drives, those 10-play drives, those 11-play drives, and eat up time off the clock and keep this high-powered offense off the field, it at least keeps them and gives them that puncher's chance to keep the games within arm's reach, because Mifflin's not a team that's built to come from behind.
No, and I think that's their game plan tonight. Their game plan is to keep that ball to – what's interesting is CV runs a 3-3 stack, which puts 6 defensive players inside the tackles. You only have 5 to block them, so that's an advantage. So I'm curious to see what Mifflin's going to do to either spread them out and make them get out of their stack, or if they're going to start trying to run to the edge a little bit more, the tackle tight end gap, and try and make those stack backers slide out, and then all of a sudden you'll see that inside game open up.
As we continue in our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show, it's time for us to take a look at our starting lineups, and those are brought to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic homemade Italian dishes for over 100 years. New memberships are now being accepted for only $10. The facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Emmanuel, a taste of Italy right here in Reading. Well, we talk about that high-powered offense for the Buckskins, and here it is. Up front, protecting the franchise, the center, Trevor Forney, the guards, Logan Bear and Jonathan Serrano. The tackles, Liam Price and Connor Hyde. It's a front 5, not overly big at averages at 6 foot, 215 across the front 5. The biggest of the bunch is the left guard, Logan Bear, at 5'11 and 265. And then Zanye Brooks Bryce is their tight end. The 3 main receivers, the 3 prime targets, if you want to call them that, Connor Fisher, Josiah Garcia, and Cordell Blair. We'll also see Gabe Justiniano in there as a receiver as well. And they'll use 2 backs in the out of the backfield, and then the 6 foot, 180-pound Sawyer Espenshade is the quarterback. The defense for the Mustangs trying to slow that offense down. The front 4 is Gunnar Gebhardt and David Facey outside, with Wayne Gordon and Noah Varut inside. The outside backers are Anjay Rodriguez and Derek DiNatale. The middle linebacker is Dylan Worley. The corners, Joe Murray and Cam Overley. And then the safeties are LeBron Leaf and Patrick Stewart. A lot of pressure in that secondary with a bulk of receivers that Conestoga Valley is going to run out there. For the Mustangs offensively, Gunnar Gebhardt is their center. The guards are Jordan Leinbach and Dylan Worley. David Facey's at the left tackle spot. Noah Varut at 6'1", 335 is at the right tackle spot. A lot bigger size up front for the Mustangs across their front 5 at 6'1" and 245 pounds. Joe Murray is a wide receiver. We'll also see Guy Campitelli in there as the split end as well. The halfbacks in this veer offense for the Mustangs, Cam Overley and Patrick Stewart. The fullback is Nick Kalis, and the quarterback, as we've been talking about, is LeBron Leaf. And then that defense for the Buckskins. Frank mentioned it is a 3-3 stack, 3 down linemen with Connor High as the tackle. Sam Matatoni and Talon Young-Bennett are the ends. The outside linebackers, Tegan Rubel and Parker Book. The inside backers, Josiah Garcia and Jonathan Serrano. The corners, Cameron Bear and Cordell Bear, the Bear brothers, if you want to call them that. Cordell, a senior and 2-way starter and an outstanding all-around athlete, and his junior brother, Cameron, who's actually the backup quarterback for Sawyer Espenshade. They're the starting corners. Connor Fisher and Anthony Rodriguez are the safeties. So that's the matchup on the offensive and defensive sides for these respective teams. Our game time outlook can't be a whole lot better than what we're looking at tonight. It's brought to you by the United Way of Berks County. For 100 years, United Way has been the force for help, hope, and opportunity. They lead and invest in programs that strengthen education, literacy, food security, and job opportunities, helping children and families to thrive. Together, they do right here, building a stronger community for generations. Learn more or volunteer at uwberks.org. On this, the first Friday night in the month of October, our game time temperatures at 67 degrees, virtually no wind to speak of at all. Flags barely moving here at Mifflin Stadium in Shillington. Breeze of about 2 to 5 miles an hour. Overall, a pretty nice night for the final Friday, or the first Friday in October. This a homecoming night tonight here in Shillington for the Governor Mifflin Mustangs, and lots of pregame ceremonies going on at halftime as well on a homecoming night. We are in the month of October, so it's homecoming season in high school football as well. But the Mustangs and the Buckskins about to square off again. Governor Mifflin at 2-4. Their wins over Pleasant Valley, Hempfield, and their losses to a very good Perkiomen Valley team, obviously last week to Wilson, and then to Exeter and Muhlenberg, two unbeatens who are battling tonight in Muhlenberg. And as our scoreboard show will fill you in on all of that in the postgame, but we'll also keep you up to date at halftime as well. Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob will have all the scores for you coming up at halftime. And again, we want to add a couple things to our upcoming schedule because we've solidified some upcoming games. Next Friday night, we knew where we were going to be. It's the Frostball, Hamburg, Schuylkill Valley in the battle for Route 61, the longtime rival squaring off. That's what will be next Friday night, but we have also added Saturday afternoon. Frank Ferrandino's Wyomissing Spartans and the Twin Valley Raiders, both unbeaten going into this weekend. Wyomissing already has their win in the books. They beat Daniel Boone last night 55-6, which is why Frank can be with us tonight. Twin Valley has their matchup tonight going up against Donegal, assuming that the Raiders win that game. Both those two teams are unbeaten. Both those two teams are unranked. We will have that game for you next Saturday afternoon from Bob Wolfram Field at 1:30 in the afternoon. It's kickoff time. We will have it. It will be a video stream only for that game. Penn State plays Northwestern 3:30 next Saturday afternoon. So the game will not be on the radio, but it will be on our free video stream. You can watch that game if you can't make it out. Come out and watch it if you can. It's going to be a great football game. Wyomissing right now 3rd in the state. Twin Valley 5th in the state in Class 4A. Two heavyweight battles going after one another. That's next Saturday afternoon. And then 2 weeks from now, we will be with these Conestoga Valley Buckskins. We've got that solidified this week. We will have Conestoga Valley against Exeter. Those two teams were unbeaten going into last season in that game, and Conestoga Valley beat Exeter, and then the Eagles came back to beat Conestoga Valley in the district semifinal. They'll meet up again in a couple of weeks. We'll have that one. That'll be our Week 9 game. And then Week 10, the season finale, we will be back at John Gursky Stadium for the matchup for Wilson and Manheim Township. So a lot to be determined in Section 1, Section 2, and Section 4 over the course of the next couple of weeks. And WEEU will be there for all of those matchups over the course of the next couple of weeks. Playoffs technically don't start till the last week of October, but the next couple of weeks are going to feel like it if you start looking at the schedule and you start piecing things together. And we will have it for you here at WEEU. And, of course, our free video coverage is available to you. It's on our YouTube page. It's at 8:30 WEEU Sports. Click it on, put it on your smart TV, sit back and enjoy high school football from the comfort of your living room right here, courtesy of WEEU and our great sponsors, including our title sponsorship, that is Savage Auto Group. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with a kickoff as our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show continues from Shillington after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable average.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Support your Berks County community while purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338. A sea of maroon for our national anthem tonight, both the junior high, senior high chorus, along with the marching band, as this is homecoming night. A nice crowd on hand to watch this one as our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show winds to a conclusion. Again, don't forget, our scoreboard show follows our broadcast tonight after our Pizza Como Temple postgame show. We'll throw things back to the WEU studios, and Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob will run down all the scores going on, including that matchup, as Jeff said, out on the Fifth Street Highway with Muhlenberg and Exeter going toe-to-toe with one another. We'll keep you up to date with all of that as tonight progresses. It's time for our kickoff, and it's presented to you by the Coley Insurance Group. Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group with locations in Muhlenberg and Wyomissing. They are a fully independent insurance agency with access to over 40 top-rated insurance carriers to ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it is auto, home, or life insurance, they have got you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group, the power of choice is yours. Call their team today, 484-848-6088. The Governor Mifflin Mustangs will kick off. And so the Conestoga Valley Buckskins with Josiah Garcia and Jaden Conaway back deep, awaiting the opening kickoff from the Mustangs. Conestoga Valley 6-0 on the season, 2-0 in Section 2. The Mustangs 0-2 in the section and 2-4 overall as Lance Koenig has it teed up. And our football game is underway. And this will be Garcia from about his own 5-yard line across the 10, 15, 20. Slips out of a tackle. He's across the 30 before the Mustangs will finally wrap him up at around the 34 or 35-yard line. And that's where Sawyer Espenshade and the Buckskins will go to work. Espenshade on the season, 68% completion percentage for over 1,100 yards in total, 17 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions to go along with it. And his offense will start 1st and 10 right at their own 35-yard line.
It's time to play some football here. Beautiful night. The band's finished playing. It's time to see some good football here.
Yeah, it's great atmosphere. Beautiful night for football, and a good crowd here on hand as well. As Espenshade will start with Tegan Rubel in his backfield. He's got 2 receivers each way. And as Frank said, Espenshade will be in the shotgun pretty much the entire night. Rubel sidecar to his left, and he wants to throw for it right away. Just a little quick hitter, and it's dropped. Right away, the ball was intended for Connor Fisher, open at the 40, but he dropped the football. It's 2nd and 10.
Conestoga Valley likes to flood a zone, and Mifflin plays a zone coverage. So it'll be interesting to see if they can pick apart some of the little seams in that zone, or if Mifflin changes up their defense and goes to a little man-to-man.
Gabe Justiniano is split outside along with along with Fisher. And it's Bear and Garcia split to the left. On 2nd down and 10 from the 35-yard line. This is a handoff to Rubel trying to pick his way through, slips out of a tackle and fights his way across the 40. Mustangs had a shot at him. Derek DiNatale had a shot at him at the line of scrimmage, couldn't wrap him up, and Rubel ends up running it for about 7 yards to the 42-yard line.
Nice little trap by Conestoga Valley, off tackle. Mifflin was there, just needs to make a play.
Instead, they actually spotted him down at the 43, so give Tegan Rubel 8 on his first carry. 73rd carry of the year for Rubel, only at 447 yards. Again, it's not a power running game in any way. And now they'll put 3 receivers on the left and 1 on the right for Espenshade on 3rd down and 2 from his own 43-yard line. Justiniano shifts around. They'll give it to Rubel, who will fight his way and looks like on a second effort will get himself a first down. They needed to get to the 45 to move the sticks. It looks like that's exactly where they're going to spot Tegan Rubel down, 1st and 10.
Good start for Conestoga Valley, recovering from a drop pass early. 2 nice run plays for first.
Again, running behind an offensive line that's 3 seniors in Price and High, a tackle, and 40 as the center. Logan Bear and Jonathan Serrano, the guards, are both juniors. 1st and 10, fresh set of downs for Conestoga Valley from their 45-yard line. Espenshade juggles a little bit, flips it out. It's Justiniano. He slips a tackle. He's in Governor Mifflin territory and finally run out of bounds by LeBron Leaf all the way inside the 35-yard line. Justiniano run out at the 30-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 25 yards and another first down for Conestoga Valley.
Yeah, that's the danger of this offense. They have 3 receivers to one side, a little flare screen to him, and they have 2 good blockers out in front. You got to make a tackle in space, and that's tough to do with their skill people.
Just the 7th catch of the season for Justiniano, but he slipped the tackle. So, again, the Mustangs, a second missed tackle now for Governor Mifflin that the Buckskins have used to their advantage. It's now a 1st and 10 for Conestoga Valley at the Mustang 30. Again, Rubel the lone back in the backfield. Espenshade has 2 receivers each way. And now the Mustangs showing the blitz off the edge with Tina Tal. They picked that up. They got an open receiver. It's Fisher. And Connor Fisher gets hit immediately, fights for a little bit more after the tackle, after the initial tackle. He's inside the 25 and down to about the 23 and a gain of 7.
Nice little out pattern. Espenshade put it right on the numbers. Nice first down play. Gives you a lot of options on 2nd and short.
So the first catch of the game for Fisher gets him 7 to the 23 at the 23. Garcia goes in motion. They're going to hand it off to him on a jet sweep to the near side of the field. Mustangs string it out pretty well. Garcia trying to work his way to the first down marker, which is at the 20. I don't think he got there. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
Nice pursuit by the Mifflin defense there to cover the jet sweep.
So Garcia gets 2, so it'll put the Buckskins in a 3rd and 1, very much of a 4-down territory here. John Shapansky, the head coach for Conestoga Valley in his 4th season. He was at Northeastern High School in York County for 9 seasons before coming back home. He's a Solanco graduate. And now in his 4th season, he's 31-9 with the Buckskins. And his team's in a 3rd and 1 at the Mustang 21-yard line. 9:12 left to go in the first quarter. Espenshade throwing for it. He's got a man wide open. It's Bear inside the 5. Bear going to fight through a couple of tackles and fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Missed assignment there for the Mustangs. They left Cordell Bear wide open inside the 5, and he fought his way in for the score.
One of the Coach Marcy's concerns tonight was their receivers getting down the seam against his zone coverage, and that's exactly what happened. They sent a middle backer, took another person out of coverage by blitzing, but perfect lone ball right to Bear, down the seam for a touchdown.
18th touchdown pass of the season for Espenshade, as Colson Erb will now come on to attempt the extra point. Snap good, hold down, kick is through. So Conestoga Valley takes the opening kickoff, and they take it down the field for the score with 9:03 left to go in the first quarter. Buckskins on top 7-0. When we come back to Shillington, the home team, the Governor Mifflin Mustangs, will get the football for the first time. Back after this.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, ensuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, the number 4, insurance.com.
High school football tonight on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. High school football, as always, is presented to you by Savage Auto Group, and the Governor Mifflin Mustangs are going to get the football for the first time after CV puts together a 7-play, 65-yard drive. Ate up just shy of 3 minutes on the clock. 9:03 left to go in the first quarter. And the Buckskins on the touchdown pass from Sawyer Espenshade to Cordell Bear. As I mentioned, going to break, it's the 18th touchdown pass of the season, 42nd in the career for Espenshade, and the 6th touchdown reception of the year for Bear. Here on the kickoff return for the Governor Mifflin Mustangs across the 30 and out to the 35-yard line on a solid return for Governor Mifflin. And it was Lucas Kreider on the return for the Mustangs, the freshman, with a nice return. And now comes LeBron Leaf and the Governor Mifflin Mustangs trying for the counterpunch, down 7-0.
Well, as we said in the pregame show, Bob, Conestoga Valley wanted to come out right away, show their dominance, show their versatility with their skill people, and they did just that. Now it's Mifflin's turn to answer, control the ball, control the clock.
Joe Murray splits out on a receiver right side. Guy Campitelli split out to the left side. Leaf will take the snap in a pistol set. Nick Kalis is his fullback. Patrick Stewart is the back in the eye. Toss sweep short side of the field for Stewart. Looking for some daylight. He patiently waits for something to open up. Doesn't find a whole lot of daylight, but still ends up picking up about 4 yards on first down to the 39-yard line.
Little toss sweep to the edge, to the short side of the field. Nice start for Mifflin.
I once heard Mick Vecchio describe his offense to me as 4 yards in a cloud of dust.
That's right.
And that's exactly what he'd like to get, because that'll give you a first down and a first down and a first down and take you a while to get there. Second down and goal after a 4-yard gain for Patrick Stewart from the 39-yard line. And Leaf, the quarterback, taking a snap, and he's going to get just a direct handoff this time for Stewart as the Mustangs go a little power off the right side, running behind that big right tackle, Noah Farouk. And Stewart gets maybe a yard to the 40. That's it. It'll be 3rd and 5.
Didn't make the tackle, but he took up blockers that his teammates could get there and flow to the ball.
Cam Overly now will check in as a slot back, and Campitelli will come out. So a little bit more of that Veer offense look now with the 2 slot backs, but they still will run that pistol set with Stewart lining up as the tailback and Kalis the fullback. 3rd down and 5. They're going to run the option. Leaf will fake it, try to keep it, and a great job of forcing him inside, and they'll wrap up LeBron Leaf across the 40 to about the 41 is all they'll get. Let's bring up 4th down.
Mifflin went with some tackles over, a little bit of an unbalanced look there, and ran to the unbalanced side, well covered by Conestoga Valley. They had people on the quarterback and on the pitch.
Sam Matatoni helping to clog things up and forcing Leaf inside for those linebackers to flow to the football. And Jonathan Serrano, the first one to make contact with Leaf. It's 4th down and 4, and it looks like the Mustangs are going to line up. Now, Leaf is the punter. So we'll throw that out there just as a caveat, but it's 4th and 4 from the 41, and right now Mustangs are going to line up and go for it, and Leaf is going to throw for it. He's got a man wide open, but he overthrows his intended target. Murray was open. He was about a yard shy of the first down, but with room to run. But LeBron Leaf overthrows him, and on downs, Conestoga Valley is going to take over.
Aggressive play call from Governor Mifflin to go for it on 4th down on their side of the field. Had a man open, just didn't connect. Hopefully they'll go back to that a little later since it was open. First down for Conestoga Valley.
At the now Mustang 41-yard line. So that offense for Sawyer Espenshade and the Buckskins right back to work and on a short field to work with in Mifflin territory at the 41. Leaf threw the ball well last week against Wilson. He's a 50% completion percentage on the year. Doesn't throw it a lot, but he had a wide open man there, but just overthrew him, maybe in his haste on 4th down. So Espenshade will have 3 receivers on his right, 1 to his left. Now Rubel, the back, will shift out of the backfield, so it's a naked backfield for Espenshade and looks underneath for Bear. Bear makes the catch at the 35, tries to make a man miss, does, at the 30 to the 25, and eventually the Mustangs will swarm around him and wrap him up, but not before Cordell Bear broke a couple of tackles and Dylan Worley finished him off at the 25-yard line and a 16-yard first down gain.
Just putting their athletes in space, going no back, forced Mifflin into being a man look. Made a nice catch and a nice move, and big gain on first down for Conestoga Valley.
And I guarantee you, if we had a mic on Nick Morrissey, which probably wouldn't be a good idea, but there's a lot of missed tackles early on in this football game for Governor Mifflin. Bear made them miss twice on that play. To the 25-yard line, first down at 10. 6:10 left to go, first quarter. 7-0 Buckskins on top. Fake the handoff. Justiniano's wide open, a little flare pass. and he'll fight his way inside the 20 down to the 19. That's 6 more on first down for CV.
It's that popular RPO where you're faking the run, drawing the linebackers in, and then flaring the ball out to one of those split ends who had some room to run. Good gain of about 6.
So Espenshades' first pass was dropped. He has completed his next 5 in a row. So theoretically, he should be 6 for 6, but the first one was dropped. He's got his team now in a 2nd and 4 at the Mustang 19-yard line. Here's the handoff to Rubel, and Rubel will fight for a couple. On 2nd and 4, he's going to be short, but they'll put him in a 3rd down and maybe 1 to get the first down. Put him at the 16-yard line. It will be 3rd and 1 coming up for the Buckskins. Rubel's 3rd carry of the game. Espenshade will run it, but he doesn't run it a lot. It's not necessarily a design piece of the puzzle. And it also could be a piece of trying to protect the franchise. He's not a big guy. 6 foot, 180-pounder. 3rd down and 1 from the 16-yard line of Governor Mifflin. Espenshade wants to throw for it on 3rd down. Has time. Has a man wide open in the end zone is Garcia. And another touchdown for Conestoga Valley and another wide open receiver for Espenshade to throw to. Touchdown Buckskins.
A little smash route there, which is a 5-yard stop pattern by the split end, and the inside twin runs to the corner of the end zone, and against the cover 3, he was wide open. Nice completion. It's ironic that Conestoga Valley's passing game has all been short passing game, except the 2 touchdowns have been long throws.
They have been. It's also the 4th different receiver that Espenshade has found already in 2 drives. And on for the extra point is Colson Erb, and he drills it through. 4:52 left to go. Governor Mifflin gambles. They lose. Conestoga Valley makes them pay for it. When we come back to Shillington, it's now the Buckskins 14, the Mustangs nothing. High school football presented by Savage Auto Group continues after this on WEEU in Reading.
Redner's Markets makes grocery shopping more convenient with Redner's Ready. Shop online and place your order as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Our personal shoppers handpick your items and accommodate any personal instructions for your grocery needs. There's no difference between in-store and online pricing and no extra cost for pickup. And you can even have your order delivered by DoorDash for a small fee. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
Tripping faucet, AC on the fritz, breakers keep tripping. One call does it all. Keith Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. For 30 years, we've handled everything from routine maintenance to full system installs. Residential and commercial, we're fast, fair, and always reliable.
Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com. Solving problems since before AI was a thing.
So a fast start for the Conestoga Valley Buckskins. They average 37.5 points per game. But again, they give up less than 6. When you got a dynamic offense like they do, sometimes you forget about how good the defense can be. As Lucas Kreider on the return from about his own 10. Freshman across the 20, kicks out to 25, cuts back to the 30, spins his way out on a very good return again for Kreider, the freshman, out to the 35-yard line. So the Mustangs started their first drive at the 35. They'll start their second from the same spot as well. 4:40 left to go in the first. Mustangs in a unenviable position for Governor Mifflin. That's down 2 scores. They'll spot it actually at the 36-yard line. Time to go for the Mustangs to try to get back in this game. And maybe what we were talking about the pregame show, whether you can just plod your way down the field, move the sticks, keep the chains moving. Mustangs looking for their first down. Again, they'll run out of that pistol set with Kalis the fullback and Stewart the tailback. And Leaf taking the snap from the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers to his left. He's going to roll that way. Stop, plant, throw. He's going to have a man, and the pass is caught and hit immediately, but it is a gain out to about the 40-yard line. And it's Guy Campitelli on the catch. So a safe play and a productive one out to the 44-yard line. It's a gain of 8 for Governor Mifflin.
Exactly what I was going to say. A very safe play. Well protected. Only 2 receivers out on patterns. Nice out pattern, and Leaf put it right on the money.
First catch of the season for the junior Guy Campitelli. He'll come out as a slot receiver on the right side with Joe Murray split out to the right on 2nd and 2. Mustangs can work themselves with this kind of a situation on down and distance on 2nd and 2. Leaf wants to throw for it again. Little underneath route, little hook route from Murray. Makes the catch. He's in CV territory and to the Buckskin 45. First down, Governor Mifflin.
Nice pitch and catch there. Murray, three-sport athlete here at Governor Mifflin, gets his athletic ability from his mother, Kate, who is a Wyomissing grad. Nice start here for Mifflin.
Is Steve listening? I'm just checking to see if Steve's listening. Steve was a pretty good athlete as far as I remember, but, I'm going to go with you.
That's what they say. I don't know.
So Joe Murray's 11th reception of the season puts the Mustangs in CV territory at the 45-yard line. Leaf now going to roll out again. Rob stops, plants again. He's got an open man. Pass inside the Buckskin 35 is going to be another Governor Mifflin first down. Nick Morrissey was not toying with us when he said we're going to throw the ball a lot more tonight, and that's Campitelli for a first down pickup.
So I said in the pregame show that the 3-3 stack, you have a couple ways to attack it, and Mifflin is spreading them out, sort of making those backers widen out, and they're throwing the ball to the edges, and they're running a fullback to block for the quarterback. It's well protected, and it's there.
So 3 straight completions now for Leaf in this drive. First down and 10 for the Mustangs at the Buckskins 33-yard line. Campitelli slot right, Murray split right. Stewart wing on the right. Kalis the fullback, and he's going to lead block for LaLeaf, but the Buckskins will blow it up. Great job defensively by Conestoga Valley, and it was Liam Price, the left defensive end, who just said, not going to get the fullback, going to be blocked by the fullback, and I'm going to wrap up the quarterback. No gain, maybe even a loss on the play.
Rubble came right off the center's rear end there, right where Mifflin was running the ball, so they timed the blitz right into the run. Mifflin's coming back with some trips again. They're going to spread Conestoga Valley's defense out.
Murray split right, Campitelli slot right, and Stewart wing on the right. So the same look with Kalis the fullback, the back in the backfield. He hasn't touched the ball yet. Leaf is going to roll out to his right this time. He's got under some pressure. He gets away from that. Now he's going to tuck and run down the sidelines. And LeBron Leaf, and there's a flag at the end of the play. Leaf potentially, this is against the Buckskins out of bounds. This is a huge break for the Mustangs as Leaf was brought down at about the 31-yard line. So the officials are going to talk this over. Our referee is Bo Stockholm. Umpire Alex Papademetrio. Head linesman is Bob Walker. Line judge Harold Brennan. Side judge is Ione Williams. And the field judge is Nate Schefter. There you have it. It is a 15-yard personal foul penalty. So the ball was to the 31, then 15 more onto that. Actually to the 30, and 15 is going to take the Mustangs to the 15-yard line. First and 10 at the 15-yard line. That's the first penalty of our football game, but it's a big one for the Mustangs' cause as CV gets hit for the personal foul penalty.
Mifflin needs to cash in here. You're inside the red zone. You're down 2 scores. This is a big possession here.
From, again, the CV 15-yard line. Same look with 3 receivers on the right side for Leaf. He's going to take it himself. Looking for daylight, spins out of 1 tackle. Great pursuit to the football by the Buckskin defense, and just nothing doing for Leaf on the quarterback keeper up the middle. Gets a yard, and that's it.
Yeah, that's tough sledding in there. They have those 3 down guys, and both inside backers came on a blitz. That's tough to run inside there. See if Mifflin goes back to that little outside passing game they had.
It has to be tempting, though, to run up the middle against a 3-down lineman because you think you got the numbers to your advantage, but not if they play it the right way with those linebackers.
Well, I always think it's tempting to run.
You've always had that temptation for some reason.
Absolutely.
Mustangs are going to go back to that pistol set now with Kalis, the fullbacks, to the right of Leaf, and then Stewart behind him on 2nd and 9 at the 14. Leaf's going to keep it himself, trying to get the outside. He's got it. He's got the edge. He's got the touchdown. LeBron Leaf will find his way in from 14 yards out, and the Governor Mifflin Mustangs come back for the score.
Big answer from Mifflin. Great series. They put trips into the boundary and ran the quarterback to the long side of the field where they had very few defenders. Some nice blocking up front. A nice run by Leaf.
Just what the doctor ordered on front of a homecoming crowd for the Governor Mifflin Mustangs as they put together the drive. CV helped them out with that personal foul penalty, but the Mustangs will take it in a great move by Leaf. After the initial pursuit looked like maybe they had him boxed in, but he avoids it and gets into the end zone, and Lance Koning's extra points is good. Cannons are flying in Shillington. That means the Mustangs are on the board, and when we come back to Shillington, it's now Conestoga Valley 14, Governor Mifflin 7. 1:11 left to go in quarter number 1 when we come back after this live on WEEU in Reading.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Hey, football fans, tackle your mornings with me, Mike Keller, along with Bob McCool and Trey Smith every weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. On Monday at 8:05, we'll be joined by Pat Sinfici from Boscov's Travel to talk about next summer's Mornings with Mike cruise to Bermuda on board the Norwegian Aqua. Plus, we'll break down Phils and Dodgers, Game 1 of the NLDS. And on Tuesday at 8:05, we'll be joined by Sports Illustrated Eagles beat reporter Ed Kratz to talk Birds and Broncos. It's Mornings with Mike, weekdays from 6 to 9, right here on WEEU.
High school football tonight here on WEEU. Big day of sports tomorrow, WEEU as well. Penn State, UCLA, kickoff is at 3:30. Join Rich Garcella and yours truly for Nittany Extra at 1:30. Penn State pregame show starts at 2. Penn State kickoff, Steve Jones, Jack Ham will have the call at 3:30. And then we'll join the Phillies and Los Angeles Dodgers in progress from Citizens Bank Park for Game 1 of the National League Divisional Series as Garcia on the kickoff return from his own 10 gets himself out across the 25 and 30, and then finally run down and run out of bounds by the Mustangs out to about the 31, 32-yard line. We'll see where they spot the football down, but a big series for the Mustangs. They go 7 plays, 64 yards. LeBron Leaf from 14 yards out for the touchdown. Now, can the Mustang defense slow down CV, who's got 2 possessions and 2 scores?
Well, for the first time, they're going to make him travel the field here. They gave him a short field on that last series, so now Mifflin needs to stop.
From the 31-yard line is where Espenshade will go to work. He has completed 6 in a row, and 2 of them have been for scores. And as Frank said, those 2 scores, the 2 touchdowns, those have been the most wide-open receivers. Again, 4 receivers in the formation for the Buckskins with Garcia and Bear on the left, Fisher and Justiniano on the right. Tegan Rubel, the back in the backfield. Espenshade, time, looking for the home run. He's got a wide-open man. It's Fisher behind the defense to the 35, 30, 25, makes a man miss. 10-5, touchdown. The Buckskins come right back, and another wide-open receiver for Fisher. And then the Mustangs break down on the tackling side of things as well. And that quickly, right back come the Buckskins to put the ball in the end zone. Touchdown, CV.
Beautiful pass by Espenshade. He hit him right in the numbers, right down the seam, wide open. Big conversion, big answer for Conestoga Valley.
Well, Nick Morrissey talked to us before the game about his concerns about how his secondary would handle what CV was going to throw at them. And you can understand that right now after what we've watched through this first quarter. Again, another breakdown. And, I mean, that was nothing more than a go route for Fisher, and he was wide open. And obviously it was a breakdown, and then more breakdowns in terms of tackling for the Mustangs as Fisher looked like he was wrapped up inside the 20, broke free, and goes in for what is a 69-yard touchdown pass. And so now it's a 21-7 lead for the Buckskins after Colson Erb's extra point is good. So that quickly after the Mustangs put together a score and get themselves back into the game, 1 play from scrimmage later, CV comes back to make it a 21-7 game with still less than a minute left to go in this first quarter. So still a lot of time left in this football game. But the Mustangs are going to have some conversations on the sidelines right now with their defensive huddle.
Got to give some credit to the Conestoga Valley offensive line. They are sending all of their skill people out on pass patterns. It is just the big guys up front blocking, and he's had no pressure to this point. I'd like to see maybe as the game progresses, Mifflin maybe start getting aggressive with some corner blitzes or off the edge blitzes to try and disrupt this passing game a little bit.
Yeah, he has been clean for sure in this football game, and he's been highly effective as well with that touchdown pass. Again, going for 69 yards to Fisher, his 3rd pass reception for a score this season.
Conestoga Valley's playing a 7-on-7 game right now, so Mifflin's going to have to figure out something to disrupt the passing game.
Ryder from his own 5 across the 20-25 and then kicks it outside across the 30. A flag comes down well away from the tackle, so we'll see what that's all about. Just the second flag thrown in this football game, but The kickoff return by Lucas Kreider puts the Mustangs tentatively right now at the 32-yard line pending the flag. Again, Bo Stockholm is our official. And it's going to be a hold against the Mustangs. So the first penalty against Governor Mifflin will cost them 10. And so the Mustangs will start a little bit deeper in their hole, in the hole with 44.7 left to go in the first quarter. And they will start them at the 20. So LeBron Leaf went 3 for 3 on that last series, got the Mustangs across midfield pretty quickly, and then ran it in for the score, and see how the Mustangs attack here on this, their third drive of this football game. Murray again will split out to the left side with Campitelli slot left. Dina Howe, the tight end, on the right side. And the pistol set with Leaf taking the snap. Now Murray's going to go in motion, and Leaf is going to roll that way. Stops again and plants to throw a little bit underneath, but a nice catch made by Murray, and he'll make the catch out to about the 24-yard line. Had to go down and get it, but his knee was on the ground, but he made the catch at the 24 and a gain of 4.
That was a nice catch. It was a short gain, but got all his money's worth on that. He went down to his shoelaces to pull that ball up and hung on to it after he juggled it.
A gain of 4 to a 2nd and 6. So both Murray and Campitelli have each grabbed 2 passes so far for Leaf, who's now hit 4 in a row, 4 for 5. And now they'll flip those receivers. Campitelli is now slot right, and Murray split right. Long snap count this time, and now here comes a flag.
Delay game.
Yep.
Oh, no.
At the end of the quarter.
Nice.
So that is the end of a action-filled first quarter. The Conestoga Valley Buckskins with 3 touchdown passes, countered by a LeBron Leaf touchdown run for Governor Mifflin. That's where we stand after 12 in Shillington. It is the Buckskins 21, the Mustangs 7. Back with quarter number 2, high school football on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. Presented to you by Savage Auto Group continues after this.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Welcome back to Shillington as we start quarter number 2. The Mustang overthrows his intended target, and it's picked off. Garcia on the interception. The Valley going to return it inside the 35-yard line. He was looking for his tight end, Derek DiNatale. Give the Buckskins credit. They didn't bite on the fake, and the CV Buckskins will force the game's first turnover on an interception.
Pass sailed on Leaf there. I got to say, I don't get to see Mifflin play very often, and I've heard nothing about nothing but this midline option they run. And I come to a game, and every play is a pass play here. I don't know what's going on.
So CV is going to get the football right back after that interception that snaps a string of 4 straight completions for Leaf. But he just floated over the head of DiNatale. And Garcia there, Buckskins back out on offense from the Mustang 34-yard line.
No back look here, so they have 5 receivers.
And Espenshay's going to keep it himself in a design quarterback. Shade's first carry takes him inside the 30 down to about a run for 7.
Little jet sweep motion, take a backer out of the box, and Espenshade kept it right up the middle.
Just his 35th carry of the season. So it's not something, it's a part of their offense, but I don't think it's a big part of their offense. And again, he's not a big guy at 180 pounds. Right now, with what he can do throwing the football, you don't want to take the shot that he's going to get shaken up at any point in time. 2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard run for Espenshade. Garcia goes in motion. They fake the jet sweep. He throws it instead. He's got a man wide open again. Connor Fisher inside the 15 and down to about the 10-yard line. Going to be first down, goal to goal for the Buck Mifflin 8-yard line.
Little curl pattern in the middle of the zone. Sat down nicely, and Espenshade put it right on his numbers. First down inside the 10.
19 more on the completion, as Espen Shade has now completed 8 in a row, and he's got his team in a 1st and goal at the 8. Catch made by Fisher, his 3rd of the first half. Stiniano and Bear split out on the right side. Garcia, and they'll hand it off to Justiniano this time in a jet sweep, trying to turn a corner, and the Mustangs say no. Great open field tackle by Governor Mifflin to deny the run by Justiniano. And right out around the line of scrimmage, no gain, 2nd and goal.
Nice open field tackle.
I think that was Derek Di-Natale, the outside linebacker, that came up and put the hit on Justiniano for no gain. So it's 2nd and goal now from the 8. Espen Shade again in the backfield by himself. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Now one of them, Garcia, goes in motion from left to right, and a flag before all of that. We'll see what this is going to be about.
I think the receiver jumped off sides, a little too anxious to get into a zone.
That is indeed the call, so they'll back them up 5. And it's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 13-yard line now instead for the Buckskins. Again, this is where the Mustangs have really broken down defensively, is when they get closer to the end zone, when Espen Shade has found open receivers for 3 scores so far. 2nd and goal now from the 13. Same look. And again, Garcia will go in motion, so 4 to the left and 4 to the right, 1 to the left. Espen Shade's looking for the left, looking for Bear, a little turnaround route, but the pass was delivered before Bear turned around. It's incomplete.
Pass that he's thrown all night that he wasn't real accurate with.
Breaks a string of 8 straight completions, and again, his first pass was dropped. So it really should have been a 9-for-9 start. Instead, it's an 8-for-10 start for Espen Shade. But now he's in a 3rd and goal. Rubel back in there now as the backfield after a naked backfield the last couple of series. Jaden Conaway is in there now. He's slot to the right side.
See if Mifflin comes after him here a little bit.
Gets his man is open. It's Conaway to the 5. Tries to stay down his way into the end zone. Won't get there. Cam Overly comes up to make the tackle. It's going to bring up 4th down and goal to go as the Buckskins are down to about the 2-yard line.
Overly with a touchdown saving tackle there in the open field. Looks like
are we going to get are they going to bring in the kicker, Colson Erb, or are they going to go for it here? It's 4th and goal from the 2.
They're going to stay aggressive here.
They are going to leave the offense out there and go for it. So a huge spot here for the Mustang defense, trying to keep CV off the board for 3 with touchdown drives. They're in a 4th and goal from the 2. Rubel the back, sidecar left of Espen Shade. Justiniano goes in motion. Nice. They're gonna wrap him up, and they're gonna drop him in the backfield and get inside and drop him. David Facey, Dylan Worley will drop Espen Shade for a loss, and on downs, Governor Mifflin takes over.
For Mifflin defense, recovering from the interception in their own side of the field. Now they'll take over. See if they can put together a nice long drive here.
You're looking for some kind of a sack. Frank, you just mentioned that a little bit ago. I mean, that's going to go as a loss. I don't think he was going to throw it, but he never really had anything going there. It was a little bit of a tunnel on the jet sweep. It almost looked like just a broken play for CV.
Quite sure what their goal was there, if they were going to pull it and keep the quarterback up the middle again, but well defended by Mifflin.
So the Mustangs now will take over on downs, 1st and 10 from their own 6. They're just going to give it to Stewart, try to get some real estate, and he'll get some real estate. Somebody had him by the shirt tail, but Stewart, who's not very big, 50-pounder or 140-pounder, running with a man grabbing a hold of his shirt tail, but he still is strong enough to get it to the 10-yard line and a gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Conestoga Valley did a nice little twist there. One of their backers came and their defensive lineman, and they switched gaps. Mifflin found a nice little seam there for a couple-yard gain.
So the 10, 2nd and 6. Right now, if you're Mifflin, you're just trying to buy yourself some real estate. Move the sticks and plod down the field with 8:12 left to go in the first half. It's 21-7 CV on top. Again, Campitelli slot left, Murray split left on 2nd and 6 from the 10. Going to swing it out to Stewart in the backfield. Needs to make a man miss, and will. The Buckskins, it was Connor Fisher who came up to wrap up Stewart, and they'll actually lose hard back to the 9-yard line.
Great pursuit. There must have been about 5 Conestoga Valley defenders there. Flew to the ball.
So it goes as a completion from Leaf to Stewart, and they were hoping to get Patrick Stewart with the ball in some opportunities here and some space. but they lose a yard on the great tackle, and now it's 3rd and 7 from the 9 for the Mustangs. Tina Tao, the tight end. Again, Kalis, the fullback, and Stewart, the tailback in that pistol set. Buckskins looking like they're selling out to come. Leaf fakes it, going to keep it himself. He get enough to get the first down. He's awful close.
I believe he got it.
Great job of fouls by LeBron Leaf, and he may indeed sticks. The chain gang is starting to walk. First down, Governor Mifflin.
They went back to what was successful for them on their touchdown drive, where they're running to the short side of the field. The twins to the left, and they're running off tackle to the right with a puller. Nice job. He lowered the shoulder and got what he needed for the first down.
Very patient blockers and not get out ahead of them, and he runs for 8 when they needed 7. So the Mustangs do indeed move the sticks for the 5th time in this first half. Inside of stuff to go in that first half. 1st and 10 from their own 17. Buckskins lead at 21-7. Mustangs have the football. They'll flip the receivers to the right side now with Campitelli slot, Murray split. Still haven't had Nick Kalis run with the football yet here, and now movement before the snap is going to result in a flag.
We have another procedure call here. Oh, delay a game.
So that's going to cost Governor Mifflin 5. Second penalty against the Mustangs. Puts them in a 1st and 15 now, back at the 12. Really a spot. You never want a penalty anywhere on the field, but you certainly don't want a penalty in this spot in the field. And obviously for the Mustangs, can't turn the football over here.
Clocks here at Mifflin, so you really got to pay attention to the back judge when he puts his hand up that you're running out of time. And LeBron did not see him signal that the time was running out on him.
Here's a toss sweep for Stewart, left side, needs a block, nothing there but Buckskins. Bear had it bottled up, and then the pursuit behind going to wrap him up and bring him down. And Liam Price, who's been very active as a defensive lineman for the Buckskins, there to make the tackle. But just a good job of keeping containment by Bear. And Stewart gets wrapped up after a gain of actually he lost a yard back to the 11. It's going to be 2nd and 16.
Price is not a real big defensive lineman, but he's got some speed. And if you're playing a 3-3, that's a good quality to have.
So Mustangs trying to get Patrick Stewart on lead 8 yards after that loss of 1. And out shy of the 25. Mustangs get a chunk of it back. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Nice drag pattern across the middle of the field from the backside. Good pass. Put it right on his number. Manageable now.
12-yard pick opportunity on that last series, but unfortunately the pass off. So Dina Tao's first catch of the game, a more manageable now. 3rd down and 4 from their own 23-yard line. Dina Tao, tight end on the left side. Stacked short side is Campitelli and Murray. Now Murray is going to go in motion. Leaf's going to keep it himself. Needs to get out of a traffic jam, and he won't do it. Wrapped up and brought down on a big tackle by Sam Matanti to wrap him up at about the 24-yard line. Just nowhere for Leaf to run. Needed 4. He got 1.
Too much penetration from the defensive lineman there to run a counter play. Just nowhere to go.
So and Leaf is the punter. Return man for Conestoga Valley will be Jaden Conaway. And the Buckskins stand to get great field position out of this, and they've got all 3 of their timeouts left. The Mustangs defense, which came up with its first stop, is going to be tested again here. No problem for Leaf to get it away. It's a high short kick. Conaway will have no chance as it hits shy of the 50, takes a Mustang bounce for a couple yards, but CV going to get the football in Governor Mifflin territory at the Mustang 48-yard line. Still 4:07 left to go in the half. CV's on top 21-7. And a golden opportunity here for the Bucks. And as I just mentioned, a huge spot here for the Mustang defense to need to come up with another stop. Turnover would be magical right now for Governor Mifflin, but a stop would be just as big.
Yeah, it's great starting field position for Conestoga Valley to the 50.
3rd time out of 5 possessions for CV that they have started in Mifflin territory. And Espen Shade having a great first half and a naked backfield again. Just a little quick out hit. And the Mustangs eventually wrap him up. Bear runs it for a first down. So again, the Mustangs with a lot of missed tackles tonight. And Bear's going to turn into a first down for the Buckskins.
Conestoga Valley shifted into a no-back look, and Bear just hit a little stop pattern. Again, made a defender miss and picked up the first down.
14 more on the completion. Espenshade already over 200 yards passing on the night. Going to give it to Rubel here. He finds an opening, slips through a hole, and gets himself inside the 30, down to the 25, and maybe a little bit more after that. If he got the 24, he's going to move the sticks on the carry by Tegan Rubel. So back-to-back first down pickups for the Buckskins as Rubel runs to the 24-yard line. Right back to the ground game, and Rubel will fight himself inside the 20 and down close to the 15 and maybe close to another Buckskin first down.
The spread wing tee, they give you no time to set up. They're on the ball. They're spread all over the field in a little power play.
So they're going to spot it short of the first down, and the officials are going to call a timeout here. It's second down and less than a yard is what they spotted. I'm not sure it was an official's timeout.
Yeah, I think they're giving them the first down.
That's what it is. They changed it to a first down pickup. Close to the first down marker, and then the officials ultimately decided that, that's a first. Buckskins will pick up their 10th first down of this first half. 1st and 10 now at the Mifflin 14. 3:04 left to go in the first half. Play action fake's going to swing it out to Justiniano. Breaks one tackle, slides inside the 10 to the 5, and down to about maybe the 4. Needed to get to the 4 for the first 5. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Leaf and Overly on the tackle from their secondary position. Ball thrown right about the line of scrimmage.
So it's 2nd and 1 now from the 5 for Conestoga Valley. Fisher will split out to the right. Bear split to the left. Espenshade talking to his receivers as he's got Garcia in the middle of Justiniano and Bear on his left side. The give is to Rubel trying to fight his way inside and won't find much. Gets a yard maybe, but that's all he needed to move the sticks. If he got the yard he was looking for, it's going to be first down and goal to go. It doesn't look like they got him. They come at the 4, so it's going to be 3rd down. Call 3rd down and 1 for CV on the carry by Tegan Rubel. Same look from the Buckskins. 3 to the left and 1 to the play action fake. Going to throw it. It's tipped, and I think it was caught, or was it? Did Garcia hang on? Yes, he did. It was deflected by somebody up front for the Must, but Josiah Garcia held on the deflection in the end zone. Touchdown, Conestoga Valley.
Great concentration by Garcia. That ball was a punt, and he held on to it. Dove to his left to make the catch.
His 2nd touchdown pass reception of the night, and the Buckskins add on. Take advantage of the short field, move down, and cash it in. As Colson Erb will now come on to attempt his 4th extra point of the night. Snap good, hold down, the kick is good. With 1 minute and 27 seconds left to go in the first half, Conestoga Valley puts one more in the end zone. First score of the second quarter has the Buckskins on top, 28-7. Back to Shillington with more high school football live on
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again number 1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Noisy, squeaky, or do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
With 1 minute, 27 seconds left to go in the first half, down 3 scores. Governor Mifflin does have all 3 of its timeouts left. They can put together some kind of a drive here. Colson Erb will kick it off. And this time it'll be Patrick Stewart on the return from his own 5, 15, 20 to the 25. And eventually Stewart is wrapped up at about the 26 or 27-yard line. So LeBron Leaf and the Mustangs trying to go back to work. Not a whole lot of time to work with. 1:19 left to go in the half. Mustangs down 3 scores. They do have all 3 timeouts. Again, they'll start 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line.
See how aggressive Mifflin comes out here. They're going to stay with that passing game they've gone with all first half.
Governor Mifflin has run it 11 times. They've passed it 8. That is close to a 50-50 balance that doesn't happen in Governor Mifflin history for a long, long time. 1st and 10 from the 27 for Leaf, who is 6 out of 8 throwing the football. He's going to roll out to his left this time, looking for somebody open, a little underneath route. Tough throw and incomplete, looking for open to the sidelines. Incomplete will bring up 2nd down. Slot back for the Mustangs previous. And the decision to move him to quarterback this year with the thought process of, look, we're just going to give the football and put the football in our best athletes' hands. And he's made some good throws tonight. He's made some inaccurate throws as well. It's 2nd and 10 now for the Mustangs. Kalis, the fullback, sidecar left.
Same formation.
With Stewart on the wing. Campitelli and Murray split out. Again, rolling to his left, a little out route again. It's a off balance, it's a low throw, and overly tried to dive and make it. Could not come up with it. It's going to be 3rd down. Now, if you're Governor Mifflin, you got to be careful. There's still 1:10 left to go, and these incomplete passes are stopping the clock.
Exactly. The last thing you want to do here is give Conestoga Valley the ball back with their offense and how quickly they can score.
So the Mustangs are now in a 3rd down and 10 from their own 27 with 1:10 left to go. They've only used up 9 seconds of this second. Now is the slot receiver on the left side with Murray split left on 3rd and 10.
I would expect any tackle inbounds here. That's not a 1st down.
Wide open is Murray.
There
Makes a man miss. It's going to be a 1st down and eventually out of bounds. A much better throw. Finds Joe Murray for a Mustang 1st down.
Will be on the left hash, so Mifflin should be able to throw to their right, which is obviously a much easier throw for a right-handed quarterback. Plenty of time with your timeouts. They don't need to rush. They just need to get some little bit.
A 14-yard completion to Murray gives the Mustangs their 6th 1st down of this first half. More importantly, keeps the drive alive with now 1:01. As Frank said, Leaf will roll out now. Can't see but anybody open. He'll keep it himself and a run for a 1st down in CV territory and out of bounds at the same time. 1st down, Governor Mifflin.
Good decision by Leaf there. Nobody was open. He had the edge. Ran for the 1st down, got out of bounds, still saving your timeouts. That's
your point with a inexperienced quarterback rolling to his right and a guy that just makes it much even easier to say, you know what, I don't see anybody. I do see some daylight. I'm just going to run for it. And he runs for a 11-yard pickup and another Mustang 1st down at the Buckskin 48. So the Mustangs now with maybe a little bit bounce in their step. They still have all 3 of their timeouts left, and they are now in Buckskin territory at the CV 48-yard line. Again, with the 3 receivers to the left with Stewart as one of them on a wing. Rolls out to his left, sidesteps a tackle, looking for somebody open. Flag goes down. Leaf is going to try to run out of there. Got tripped up from behind. Good job by Parker Book, who just got him by the shoe tips and knocked him off stride. Now we'll have to wait and see what the flag's all about.
I think we're going to get a hold here.
And if that's the case, it's going to bring the Mustangs back onto their side of the 50. And that is the call. 3rd penalty of the game against Governor Mifflin. But a costly one for the Mustangs because now they're back on their side of the 50 with 46.3 left to go in this first half. So spotted at the 42-yard line. And it's 1st and 20.
Still plenty of time here. They get the snap off. The clock is running.
He will roll out to his right, being chased that tackle, and eventually will just airmail it into the by LeBron Leaf as he was under a heavy rush and there was big 75 again, Liam Price, who was in his face. And the incomplete pass stops the clock with 34.8 left to go, and the Mustangs are in a 2nd and 2.
Parker Book came off the edge there as well. Flushed him out of the pocket. Good decision to get rid of it, throw it out of bounds, play another down.
Big thing for Governor Mifflin is if you don't score here, you got to make sure that there's zeros on the clock when CV touches the football. And the Mustangs will get the football to start the 3rd quarter.
Exactly. I would not leave them any time. I know you're down 3 touchdowns, but I would not put the football back in their hands.
2nd down and 10 from the 42. Again, the Buckskins showing off the edge. Leaf's going to find some daylight. Not much there. Talon Young Bennett, defensive end, stands him up at around the 45 and a gain of 3. It's going to bring up 3rd down And we'll see if CV calls a timeout here.
Mifflin called one now. I would expect after this third down play, obviously if it doesn't result in a first down or a out of bounds play, that see timeout.
28-7 again is our score. 27 thought process going on both sidelines right now, because obviously John Shapansky would like to get the football back for one more touch, depending on what Mifflin does on this play. So this is result of the play is going to make the decision as to which coach is going to burn the next time out. If it's a big play for Governor Mifflin offensively, then the Mustangs are going to start worrying about clock management. If the Buckskins can stop them, then they're going to try to stop it so that the Mustangs have to 3rd and 7 for Governor Mifflin from the 45-yard line. Great crowd on hand here, by the way, on his homecoming night here in Shillington. Packed from the CV sideline. Lots of people standing around the track, and hopefully lots of you tuning in and watching us on our YouTube channel on 830 WEEU Sports. High school football presented by Savage Auto Group. We'll have more for you next weekend. We'll have 2 for you next weekend. Friday night, the Frost Bowl, Hamburg and Schuylkill Valley, and then Saturday afternoon, Wyomissing and Twin Valley from Bob Wolfram Field at a 1:30 kick. 3rd and 7 following the Mustang timeout from their own 45-yard line. Has time, looks around. Now he runs out of time. He's going to run out of the pocket. He's going to cross mid. LeBron Leaf will get out of bounds, stops the clock with 20 seconds left to go. He got a chunk of it back. He doesn't have the first down, however. He's out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. He's going to put the Governor Mifflin Mustangs in a 4th and about 7.
Yeah, I'd stay aggressive here, Mifflin. There's 20 seconds to go. You still have timeouts. You hit this first down here, call a timeout, and give yourself at the end zone. No sense punting the ball this late in the quarter.
4th and 7 from the 46-yard line. So they've got to get to the Buckskin 38 to keep this drive alive. As Frank said, 20.3 left to go in the first half. And now timeout going to be called before the snap. Nick Martin and the coaching staff for Governor Mifflin saw something they didn't like, so they're going to call their second timeout. So if they are successful in picking, we'll still have a timeout left to go. Do you think there's a change of heart for the reason for that timeout?
Well, I think he saw a blitzer coming off the edge there that they weren't prepared for, or was going to potentially put them in harm's way here, and took a smart timeout there instead of having a disaster with 20 seconds left. Better to be safe. When you have those timeouts in your pocket, better to have a safe play. Talk about it.
Nick Morrissey, longtime assistant here at Governor Mifflin for both of the previous 2 head coaches. Jeff Lang, who spent 7 years as the head coach and was a longtime assistant for Mick Vecchio. 6 seasons here in Shillington, 181 wins, and the most memorable, he ended the career of one Micah Parsons by upsetting Harrisburg on a rainy Saturday afternoon. By the Mustangs, it forced Mick Vecchio to write a poem about that game.
I've read it.
Unimpressed. 4th and 7 for the Mustangs following their timeout. Leaf has time. Now he's out of time, and he's under pressure, and he's going to go down. And the first one to get to him again was Liam Price.
I like what Mifflin was trying to do there. They put Joe Murray in motion and then crossed him in the middle of the field in a dig pattern. Just ran out of time. Just too many Conestoga Valley bodies coming at Leaf, and he just didn't have.
So the Buckskins are going to get the football back with to go. 13.1 of Mifflin territory. The 7th possession of this first half for Conestoga Valley. 6th. And 4. This one starts at the Mustang 48 with all 3 timeouts. So lots of pressure now on the Mustang secondary, which has had some holes tonight. Espenshade again in a naked backfield. 2 on his right, 1 on his left. Now one of them goes in motion. Play action fake. Going to throw it to that motion man. That's Conaway. He's got room to run. 40, 35, 30. Cuts out in a great open field tackle. Will bring him down. Derek DiNatale drops to the ground at about the 33-yard line. It will be a first down for CV and a 15-yard gain.
The last thing the Mifflin defensive coordinator wanted to see was time on that clock when the ball got handed back over to Conestoga Valley. Mifflin brought some pressure up. They're playing a prevent-type defense. Still found they were with a lot of space in front of them, but they're down to a play now, so you just got to keep them out of the end zone.
3.1 is what's left on the first half clock, and the Buckskins have it at the Mustang 33. As Frank said, probably just time for one play. That's the good news for Governor Mifflin. The bad news for the Mustangs is that Espen Shade has 4 touchdown passes in this game, and 3 of those 4 have been home runs. So he certainly has the arm to get it there. Can the Mustang defense hold? Will they play the ultimate prevent defense? Drop everybody back deep. Give them the underneath stuff, but don't let them get loose. It's a great open field tackle by Derek DiNatale.
Certainly was.
Conaway had some room. DiNatale missed it.
And he probably kept them out of field goal range. He gets another 5, 6, 7 yards. I'm not so sure they're not kicking a field goal here.
So it's from the Mustang 33. Again, that same look with 2 to the right and 3 to the left. Conaway is slot to the right. Last time in this formation is when he went in motion.
Little problem with the clock here.
Seeing if they're going to add any time or not. Still 3.1.
If I'm a Mifflin coach in the box, I'm hitting zeros on that scoreboard right now.
Try to use a little home cooking when you can get it.
Absolutely.
And Espenshade, the backfield by his lonesome. Mustangs with 3 down linemen, everybody back deep. Espenshade steps up in the pocket, and the Mustangs are going to get to it. Worley and DiNatale dropping for a sack, and that will end the half. So the Governor Mifflin defense comes up with a stop. Unfortunately for the Mustangs, only their second. There's 2.4. No, that can't be right. Now they're going to run out the clock.
They were keeping it on the field, so that was definitely the end of the half.
So the half does come to an end. The Buckskins sack, the first sack of the game for Governor Mifflin defensively as they drop Espenshade for a loss, and that will end the half as the Conestoga Valley Buckskins 6-0 on the season head to the locker room. They are on top after 2 quarters of football here in Shillington. It's the Mustangs 28, the Buckskins 28, the Mustangs 7. We'll take a timeout, back with our halftime show right after this, live on W.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX Real Estate Agent. Experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil time at 610-858-4555. Updating your furniture and appliances? The Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County can help. The Restore offers free pickup of your gently used furniture and Berks County home. We offer convenient scheduling for our free pickups through our website, restoreberks.org. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike, and store is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays through Saturdays. You might just find that special thing to tie the room together at the Restore. Support your community with your donation to the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County.
High school football tonight on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. It's halftime. Our halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for 50 years. Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Well, and all Lancaster Level quarterback Sawyer Espenshade doing his thing, and this is senior year. He's got himself 4 touchdown passes tonight. 1 to Cordell Bear, 2 to Josiah Garcia, and 1 to Connor Fisher. The Mustangs with a 14-yard touchdown run for LeBron Leaf, and that's our score through 2 quarters of football in this one. The Governor Mifflin Mustangs trailing the unbeaten Conestoga Valley Buckskins by a score of 28-7. Last year it was 28-21. CV won it. How can the Mustangs do in the second half? We're going to find that out eventually. Governor Mifflin will football to start quarter number 3. Might be early in the game in some aspects, but it could be a very important Governor Mifflin when they get the football when we start quarter number 3. On a homecoming night here in Shillington, we're going to throw things back to the WEU studios. Our homecoming, about that, as a preview of our scoreboard show coming up later on tonight. Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob will run down all the scoring on a Friday night in high school football.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. From the studios here on the second floor, 4th and Court, this is the halftime report. As Bob said, I'm your homecoming king, Jeff Nolan, along with Matt Knob and Sean Tansky. I crown myself that simply because I'm the first one on the mic. Matt, I hope you can live with that.
I think you might have selective hearing, Jeff, because that is not what Bob said.
Well, every king needs a queen, so you guys fight that one out. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in this game. Conestoga Valley comes into this with a really established quarterback in Sawyer Espenshade.
No, he does not. 4 touchdown passes, 2 of which went to Josiah Garcia, 1 to Cordell Blair, and 1 to Connor Fisher. He's spreading the ball out to all his receivers, and the Buckskins are moving the ball I would say, with relative ease through the air.
Yeah, and the conversation I had a couple days ago with the head coach was the fact that in a year, as a junior into a senior year, how much smarter he has gotten ball, and it shows itself tonight. This Governor Mifflin team, it needs to come out of the gate very quickly, as Bob mentioned as we went to the break. They've got the ball to start the second half. There can be, at this point, no more missed opportunities.
Not for Governor Mifflin, no. Their backs are against the wall. Obviously, they prefer to run the ball, but when you're down by 3 touchdowns, passing the ball will have to be the paramount option, because running the ball is just going to eat up way too much clock. So,
if you remember, though, last week, though, against Wilson, when they tried to move the ball a little bit in the second half, playing down again, LeBron Leaf has talent. There's
absolutely,
no doubt
he had a
about
touchdown run in the first half, but
Joe Murray is a good wide receiver.
It's going to be tough sledding for them in the second half, playing from this far behind.
All right, speaking of sledding, we're going to slide into our first break. When we come back, we're going to roll some scores, catch up. We're also going to get a live report from Adam Cook. He is taking in the game of the century, Muhlenberg against Exeter. We will talk about that and more after this at halftime. In the voice of Berks and Beyond, 830 WEEU.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Welcome back, everybody, here on second floor, 4th and Court. And we are at the break, 28-7, Conestoga Valley with a very convincing and commanding halftime lead. We'll get you ready for the second half in just a few moments as the boys and I are sitting here very snug and tight. Matt Knob, Sean Tansky, I'm Jeff Nolan. Manheim Township, Cedar Crest tonight. This is a good one, and they're getting ready to go to halftime there, Matt.
Manheim Township leads Cedar Crest 21-13 just before the halftime break.
How about Wilson goes on the road against Hempfield? Hempfield at a 500 mark at 3-3. Wilson is 5-1. This game, they are going midway through the second. It is a 7-7 game as Corell Akings with a 2-yard run in that one. Derek Hatch to Orion Abrams, 41 yards together for Hempfield. Again, 7-7. That is midway through the second. We'll get a post-game report on that from Travis Sparks. Exeter and Muhlenberg, a lot of build-up for this game, and justifiably so. 2 unbeaten teams. And Muhlenberg, after a dismal season a year ago, has really played tremendous football. Unfortunately, tonight, coming back down to earth, Matt.
Exeter leads the Mules 28-6. It's the Leo Brown show. He's got 3 touchdown runs for the Eagles, 3, 42, and 52 yards. Cam Small does have a touchdown run for the Mules, but they're down 22 at the break.
Yeah, and Exeter answered back after Cam Smalls went in from 2 yards out on the opening drive for Muhlenberg, and Exeter came back with a touchdown, and they've added 3 since. So you woke up the Giant right there. Elizabethtown and Lebanon, a 48 straight losses for Lebanon. Looks like it's going to be 49. They're on the road tonight. E-Town with a 28-7 lead there. They're getting near the half. The neighborhood battle, Cocalico and Ephrata there, Matty.
Cocalico 1-5 on the season, but probably better than their record indicates, and they're showing that tonight. They lead Ephrata 21-7 in the second quarter, looking for their second win of the year.
Solanco taking on Manheim Central. It is a road trip for Solanco against the Blue Streaks, right? It's the Blue Streaks, Manheim Central?
No, Manheim Central is the Barons.
Okay, you're right. My apologies. New guy learning. The Barons and Manheim Central. Solanco enjoying the trip tonight, Matt.
Solanco will likely enjoy the bus ride home because they're up 35-0 at the break, and that'll start the mercy rule running clock in the third quarter.
Conrad Wise has won 2 in a row. They're trying to end that. They're at the break. They're at home tonight. They lead Garden Spot 10-7. Twin Valley averaging 58 points a game, on their way to another 58 perhaps. They are in the third on the road against Donegal, leading 35-0. Of course, next week they've got Wyomissing on a Saturday. We're going to be there doing that game. Octorara and Elko, Matt.
Another great game here. Elko 7, Octorara 7 at the break. Elko only has 1 win on the season, but they're giving it their all so far against Octorara.
Dutchman of Anvil Cleona at 5-1, looking to improve. They travel out to Lancaster Catholic tonight. They're a touchdown better at the half, 14-7. Also tonight, Columbia against Schuylkill Valley. And again, Columbia, winless a year ago. They bring in a new coach. They're 3-3 coming into the night. At home tonight, they have a 7-0 lead over Schuylkill Valley. That game is at the half. How about let's go down into the Pac-10 there, Matt.
In the Pac, Owen-J. Roberts leads Boyertown 21-7 in the second quarter, and Upper Perkiomen leads Upper Marion 14-6 also in the second quarter.
If we go off the grid, the Suburban 1 League National District 1 6A, Penn Ridge, the Rams, are 6-0 against Neshaminy, who is 5-1. Their only loss to Cheltenham, who, by the way, Cheltenham's only win of the year was against Neshaminy. It baffles me. But that game is tied up at 7 at the half. And by the way, for you, and I've educated you guys on this.
A matchup from your old stomping ground.
Well, my old stomping ground, but it's the Ridge at the Ridge. Penn Ridge is the Ridge as Neshaminy, Heartbreak Ridge. The Ridge is at the Ridge tonight.
Would you consider this a rivalry game or
no? Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. But a great game. A great game nonetheless. Saturday games. Homecoming for Fleetwood. And they will host Warwick. By the way, the whole town gets into it. My wife told me before I came into work, she goes, don't forget tomorrow, don't go through Fleetwood. It's homecoming, and they're going to tie up the town. Well, it takes a lot of rope. Kutztown and Berks Catholic. That is homecoming for Kutztown tomorrow. That's a 5 o'clock kickoff. And Reading and McCaskey, that is at 4 o'clock. And that game takes place at Lancaster Catholic because McCaskey getting renovations done on the stadium. All right, let's take a timeout. When we come back, let's get a live report from Muhlenberg and Effort. Our Adam Cook is there. We got that and more here. Halftime at the break. Conestoga Valley on the road tonight. They are leading Governor Mifflin 28-7. We've got more after this on the Voice of Berks and Beyond, 8:30 WEEU.
My AC gave out on the hottest day of the year. Keith had it running again fast and for a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, Keith handles it all. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Honest, fast, professional, solid work every time. Call Keith. You'll be glad you did.
Keith, quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com.
Hey, football fans, tackle your mornings with me, Mike Keller, along with Bob McCool and Trey Smith every weekday from 6 a.m. till 9 a.m. On Monday at 8:05, we'll be joined by Pat Sinfici from Boscov's Travel to talk about next summer's Mornings with Mike cruise to Bermuda on board the Norwegian Aqua. Plus, we'll break down Phils and Dodgers Game 1 of the NLDS. And on Tuesday at 8:05, we'll be joined by Sports Illustrated Eagles beat reporter Ed Kratz to talk Birds and Broncos. It's Mornings with Mike, weekdays from 6 to 9, right here on WEEU.
Coming back to you on a Friday night, week number 7 of the high school football season at the break. Our game on our YouTube channel. Watch the video, absolutely free. 8:30 WEEU Sports, 28-7, Conestoga Valley with a lead over Governor Mifflin. Here from the studios on the second floor of 4th and Court with Matt Knob. I'm Jeff Nolan, Sean Tansky as well. A scoring update. We didn't give you the first time through. Peckaway Valley at the break leading Hamburg 17-14. So we've caught you up on all the scores. Let us now go live out to Muhlenberg. Our Adam Cook is on site. Exeter and Muhlenberg, they are at the half 28-6. The Eagles of Exeter leading Muhlenberg. Addie, as we welcome you onto the broadcast here, reminding people you'll have a complete rundown and final score after the game on the scoreboard show. Muhlenberg comes out right away, and they move the ball down the field pretty quickly and pretty successfully, at least to start the game against Exeter.
Yeah, it was a big pass to Fred Lacey that sets that up, and then Cam Small. They get inside 10, They push a few yards, but it goes to 4th and 1, but Cam Small's able to get it in, puts the Mules on the board first with kind of, shocking Exeter, like setting the pace early in front of their home crowd. But Exeter, they're calm, they're cool, they're collected. They get their ball for the first time, and they put up 4 touchdowns unanswered, 3 of them by Leo Brown, as you guys were talking about earlier. Their first 2 touchdowns were 3 yards or less, and their second 2 were 40 yards or more. So a little bit of a change in how they've been scoring the ball, but this is just Exeter football. They're a great team. They're a great program, and that's what we're seeing tonight. They're looking to improve to 7-0.
I would say, Adam, that Exeter was unfazed by that opening drive because it seems we're following along here on social media and following what you're posting at 8:30 Scores. It seems like they were just back to business. All right, they picked up a touchdown. Now let us show you what we can do.
Absolutely. Yeah, they just collected, simple drive, push in for the score on Brown's first of the night. Then Muhlenberg gets it back, and Braylon Reiner with the fumble recovery, and that kind of helps, get them going. Also, I do want to say on the small touchdown, Exeter gets a block on the extra point. So that certainly helps them with, momentum, feeling good, getting pumped up, and then, going not only, tying it with that touchdown, but going ahead just with that first one by Brown. That was big, too.
And we just have a few moments here, but real quick, Rob Flowers has done a great job there at Muhlenberg. Excited about the game tonight, justifiably so. 2 teams unbeaten coming into this game. Is the wind been taken out of the sails of the Mules? What do you expect in the second half?
Exeter, they're playing really good. Their defense has shut down Muhlenberg besides that first drive, really. And, Muhlenberg's going to want these big plays like they did in that first drive. Muhlenberg, they're still a great team. They have a lot of really good talent all throughout.
Absolutely.
And, 6-0, the same as Exeter, and they've been playing a lot of the same opponents as well. So don't discredit Muhlenberg for this.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And not going down that way at all. Absolutely. All right, buddy. Post game coming up, and check out all the touchdown highlights, everything you had at 8:30 Scores, right?
Yep, check out 8:30 Scores. Second half is starting now, so make sure to tune in.
I will, buddy. Thank you very much. All right, that is Adam Cook right there. And a reminder, Adam will be on with us on the post-game show. And again, all the highlights are on our social media at 8:30 Scores. Now, what's happening on the post-game show, we are going to welcome 2 players from Berks Catholic, who plays Kutztown tomorrow. It's going to be Aiden Curley and Xavier Gerald. They will be live in studio with us from 10 to 10:30. We're going to Facebook Live the first 15 minutes. Sean, if people want to catch that Facebook Live, how do they do it?
Yeah, if you go to our Facebook at 8:30 WEEU, you'll see on our profile picture, it'll say live. You click on that, you go, and you can just watch us run scores.
And interview the kids.
Yep, and interview the kids. It'll be pretty cool. We did it with Schuylkill Valley. We had Schuylkill Valley on a couple of weeks ago. Went great, and we're excited to get another school on.
Yeah,
and add a new element that we didn't have.
Right. I want to thank head coach Dave Staler for helping me get that together, along with Bill Hess, the athletic director. I know it's fundraiser night tonight at Berks Catholic, so there's a lot going on. I appreciate everybody's time. All right. We will see you after the game. We'll take a quick final timeout, get ready to send it back out to Governor Mifflin with Bob McCool and Frank Ferrandino. Frank, doing a great job. Love listening to you in the first half. Can't wait to hear you in the second half.
Redner's Markets is a part of the Berks County community, proudly employee, local, and American-owned since 1970. Your support has made Redner's a staple, and your continued commitment is rewarded with the Redner's Rewards program. Shopping at the markets earns you big savings with grocery deals, special offers and services, and surprise savings. Rewards members save at the pump, too, with discounts on fuel prices at our 7 Redner's Quick Stops and many more select locations. Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's mobile app. Sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's kettle chips today and snack on a delicious tradition. Support your Berks County community while purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Welcome back to our Lincoln Plumbing Heating Halftime Show alongside Frank Ferrandino. My name is Bob McCool. Here's what happened in half number one. Conestoga Valley got the football first, and the Buckskins put it in the end zone after a 7-play, 65-yard drive. Sawyer Espenshade to Cordell Bear from 21 yards out, and the extra point by Colson Erb was good to make it 7-0. The Buckskins came right back with a short field to work with after Governor Mifflin went for it on 4th and 4 from their own 41-yard line, and the Buckskins took possession in Mifflin territory and took advantage. Just 4 plays later, Espenshade hits his second touchdown pass. This one to Josiah Garcia. Erb's extra point was good. It was 14-0, Buckskins on top. And then Governor Mifflin finally got its offense on track. They did it. Listen to me, slow down, hold on for a second. They did it through the air. LeBron Leaf set that thing up with the pass play. Then a big personal foul penalty helped the cause for Governor Mifflin as well. And then Leaf did the last piece of the puzzle with his legs on a 14-yard scramble for the touchdown. 7 plays and 64 yards, and the extra point by Lance Koenig was good to get the Mustangs within a score at 14-7 at what looked like at the end of the quarter. Unfortunately for Governor Mifflin, it was not, as the Buckskins came right back, and Espenshade hit a big pass play. First play from scrimmage after the Governor Mifflin touchdown. Espenshade to Connor Fisher for the touchdown from 69 yards out. Right back up to a 21-7 score at the end of a quarter. Things at least slowed down a little bit offensively in that second quarter as far as the Mustangs were concerned. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get any points, and the Buckskins got one more. Espenshade to Josiah Garcia, and a pass was actually deflected at the line of scrimmage, and a great job of concentration by Garcia was able to hold on to it in the end zone. 5-yard score, and it was 28-7. Frank, this is your first opportunity to see Sawyer Espenshade, my first opportunity to see him. The senior first half, 13 for 15. 233 yards, 4 touchdowns. He has not made a mistake. One of his 2 incomplete passes was dropped. He did get sacked in the last play of the game where the pocket, the protection just kind of broke down. He hadn't had to run the ball a whole lot, just one quarterback keeper on a design quarterback option play. But just really the best way I guess I could describe it, just very efficient with the football.
Yeah, you can tell he's experienced. He knows where he's going with the ball. He's playing 7-on-7 here. He's literally had all the time that he's needed to find an open receiver. They're sitting receivers down in zones, and then they're making some nice moves after they catch the ball, and then they'll hit you with a home run. After you're flying up, stopping the short little passing game, then they're running down a seam by you, and he has just put the ball right on the money. If I'm Mifflin and I'm in that locker room, I'm saying to myself, we have to go after him. We have to disrupt him because he's proven to us in this first half that he can just stand back there and put the ball on the money.
Yeah, if you leave him clean and you leave him standing, he's going to pick you apart because that's what he did. Now, they did get to him in that last play. Again, he got one last shot for a home run before the end of the half, and the Mustangs did sack him at the end of the second quarter. Now, I'm going to ask you, because obviously you've been on the opposite end of this. I talk about these kinds of situations. That's what I do. You are in the locker room. I talk about trying to figure out what people are talking about in the locker room. Mm-hmm. I don't have to guess with you because you've been there. Let's put you in the Mifflin locker room. Do I overemphasize it by saying that with Mifflin getting the football to start the third quarter, it's a imperative drive for Governor Mifflin to put something together from the offensive side, or this game might be over?
Right. You want to concentrate on what you can control, and this first series is theirs to control. I don't care how long it takes for them to get down the field. Getting points on the board is crucial. Starts with a good kickoff return. They got to play clean football, no penalties. I'd like to see them try and run the ball a little bit more. I think Conestoga Valley now is kind of just teeing off with their outside backers and blitzing, and they're not going to let him have the edge like he had earlier in the game to throw those out patterns. But I would just be focusing on this drive. The score will take care of itself. This drive can turn the momentum back around. But like you just said, if you don't get points here and you put the ball back in their hands, it could be a long night.
Yeah, obviously you can't turn the ball over. But this was something you pointed out in that second quarter that I thought really showed itself in the second quarter. When the Mustangs are on the left hash marks, it's a very different dynamic because obviously LeBron Leaf, who's new to the quarterback position, is much more comfortable rolling to his right than he is to his left and having to throw off that roll to his right. And it also gives him the option, because now he's got more room to go, that he can take off and run if he doesn't see anything down the field.
Yeah, and to Conestoga Valley's credit, their defensive coordinator is sending pressure from that long side, and it's chasing him, so he's not even able to square his shoulders to get that pass off when he's rolling to his left, and that's even more difficult.
So, again, the Mustangs will get the football to start quarter number 3. LeBron Leaf in the first half, 7 for 11, throwing the football for 60 yards. He threw 1 pick as well. That is the game's only turnover. It was that 1 interception, and it was, again, something that gave CV another short field to work with. I mentioned this in the tail end of half number 1, that Conestoga Valley had 6 possessions in the first half, and of those 6, 4 of those 6 started in Governor Mifflin territory. Something else that the Mustangs cannot do is give Sawyer Espenshade that much of a shorter field to work with. He's having enough of an effective first half that you can't give him the short fields to work with. So, again, the Mustangs will get the football to start half number 2. We are moments away from the start of that second half, and that second half kickoff is brought to you by Financial Planning Advisors. Their team of professional advisors can help guide your investment planning, retirement planning, or planning for the cost of your child's college education. Less than 2% of high school athletes receive a college scholarship. Financial Planning Advisors can help you plan for the increasing costs of college. Get Financial Planning Advisors working on your team. Call them 610-376-6334 or go to financialpa.com. Patrick Stewart and Lucas Kreider are the return men for Governor Mifflin. Both have had an opportunity to return a kick in this football game, as senior kicker Colson Erb has it teed up for the Buckskins. Get CV, if you missed the opening of today's game, 6-0. And in a couple weeks, CV next week has a home game against Elizabethtown. Then they will remain home on October 17th, and they will take on Exeter. Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob just gave you the score with Exeter on top of Muhlenberg in the third quarter. These two teams right now look like they're on a collision course in 2025, just like they were in 24, potentially 9-0 against 9-0 in a couple weeks, and we will have that game for you here on WEEU, both on the radio and our free live video stream as well from Conestoga Valley High School. Here's Stewart. Stewart works his way out of a pack, 25-30, 35-40, and out to the 45-yard line. Great job by Stewart. The ball came loose.
Do we have a fumble here?
Yes.
I think they're going to mark him out of bounds.
It looked like he was out of bounds, and then all of a sudden the ball was loose.
Oh, no.
CV has it, and they're going to say that the Buckskins have taken the football at the 49-yard line of CV. Stewart with a great return, and somebody poked it out from behind. It rolled down the field across midfield, and CV pounced on it at the Buckskin 49-yard line.
I thought he had gotten to the out-of-bounds line before the ball came out, but apparently not. What a great return, too. He made a great cut, found some open space. Not the start Mifflin was looking for coming out of the locker room.
So Sawyer Espenshade and the offense right back at it for the Buckskins, and they'll start not in Mifflin territory, but as close as they can be at their own 49-yard line. Again, Espenshade 13 for 15 in the first half, for 233 yards unofficially and 4 touchdowns. Again, he'll have 3 receivers on his left and 1 in Connor Fisher to his right.
Okay, here's some pressure coming off the edge.
Little dump-off pass underneath, and he overthrows Jaden Conaway. So Espenshade feeling a little bit of that heat for the first time, throws it incomplete. So it's second down and 10. So Nick Morrissey thinking along with Frank Ferrandino that, hey, let's not make him be so comfortable back there because he picked us apart when he was. And so they get some pressure on him. He throws it a little bit errant and over the head of Jaden Conaway and incomplete. Conaway lined up as a slot to the left. One of three receivers on that side with Fisher on the right side. Here's Rubel, the running back, who runs right into that pressure and stopped and pushed backwards. And that will be a no gain on the play as Rubel's knocked down. A little bit of pushing and shoving afterwards, but Rubel wasn't going down, and the Mustangs are going to go to the whistle, and it's 3rd and 10.
Good penetration from the front defensive lineman for Mifflin there. Stuffed him right in the hole, drove him backwards. 3rd and 10.
Anjay Rodriguez in on that tackle for Governor Mifflin, along with Dylan Worley and Gunnar Gebhardt. Big spot here for the Mustangs defense. 3rd and 10 for Conestoga Valley after the change of possession. Rubel now comes out of the backfield. He's now slot on the right, so another naked backfield for Espenshade. Steps up, delivers the ball in the hands of Garcia. Slips out of a tackle at the Mustang 30-yard line and down to about the 26-yard line. Fine throw in the seam route. 1st down for Conestoga Valley at the Governor Mifflin 26-yard line.
You know, normally you're in a 3rd and 10 situation. Defensively, you're feeling pretty good about yourself, but not with this quarterback and these receivers. That's just a normal play for them. Another seam, another big gain. 1st down.
Garcia with his 3rd catch of the game and a 1st down pickup to the 26-yard line. 258 yards now for Espenshade on his first completion of the second half. Again, Rubel back in the backfield, and he'll get the handoff here, trying to get outside, breaks free of a tackle, breaks another tackle, and eventually the Mustangs will bring him down, but not before he's at the 21-yard line. Another good job by CV of breaking loose of Mifflin tackles, and what looked like to be maybe a gain of a yard or two turns out to be a 5-yard run for Tegan Rubel.
Just more versatility from Conestoga Valley.
We are 2 minutes into half number 2. Buckskins on top 28-7 and at the Mustang 21-yard line and a 2nd and 5. Rubel again, the back in the backfield, sidecar left of Espenshade, who again 2 on his right, 2 on his left. Looking left right now. Looking for the underneath route instead for Rubel. Trying to beat his man to the sticks, and he will. To the 10, to the 5, to the pylon. No. He's going to get knocked out of bounds at about the 3. Tegan Rubel able to outrun Anjay Rodriguez to the 1st down sticks and take it to a 1st down and goal to go for Conestoga Valley down at the 1-yard line.
You know, there's a lot to be impressed with Sawyer here, but one thing that I'm noticing is he's putting the ball in position where the receivers can catch it in full stride and continue to run. They're not stopping to slow down to catch the ball. He's putting it right in their hands where they can just turn up field and keep going, and there's been a lot of yards after catch.
First catch of the day for Rubel. He becomes the 6th different Buckskin to catch the football in this game so far. 2nd down and 1 from the, 2nd and goal from the 1 for CV. Under center now is Espenshade.
Mackerel. That's the first ball I've seen snapped to the quarterback all day.
And he turns and hands it off to Tegan Rubel for a touchdown. Old school football, if you want to call it that, for Conestoga Valley. Under center, take the snap, turn around, hand it off to your running back, and power it in from a yard out. Tegan Rubel in the end zone for the Buckskin score. So CV takes possession on the opening kickoff of the second half on the fumble, and they take it in for the score to add on as Colson Erb now will come on to attempt another extra point for the Buckskins. Cameron Bear, the backup quarterback and the younger brother of Cordell Bear, who starts at quarterback, is the holder. High snap. He gets it down. The kick is good. 35-7, Conestoga Valley on top. When we come back to Shillington, 9:39 left to go in the third quarter. Clock getting louder in the ears of the Governor Mifflin Mustangs. They'll have the football when we come back after this.
WEEU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, WEEU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for WEEU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. WEEU, banking that understands home.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
So the Mustangs will try it again against Stewart and Kreider, the return men for the Mustangs. This will be in the direction of Kreider, who's going to let it hit and roll out of bounds. And so the Mustangs will get it at the 35-yard line. So now it was 9:39 left to go. And the Mustangs will now run their first play from offense after fumbling the opening kickoff of the second half. They will start 1st and 10 at the 35. Well, if we said that it was must succeed series for Governor Mifflin before the start of the third quarter, now it definitely is, because now the pile's gotten a little higher for Governor Mifflin. It's 35-7.
And again, good starting field position at the 35. You got to put together a drive here, if not for anything, to build a little confidence for the future and to keep the ball out of Conestoga Valley's hands.
Governor Mifflin next week on the road against Lebanon, then at Elizabethtown before they finish up their season back here in Shillington against Ephrata. 1st and 10 from the 35, and now we're getting a whistle and flag on the snap, and this is going to be against the defense. Conestoga Valley moved before the snap, so this will cost the Buckskins 5. This is their third penalty of the football game. It's been pretty penalty-free so far in this one, each team with 3 penalties.
I think one of the stack backers for Conestoga Valley got a little too antsy. He was coming on a blitz and stepped across the line a little too early.
So the Mustangs will take the 5 of the freeway and put themselves in a 1st and 5 at the 40 instead. Biggest penalty in the game was that 15-yard personal foul penalty. That really helped Mifflin's cause, put them in a position to get their only score of the night. Campitelli slot left, Murray split left with that pistol set. Now Murray's going to go in motion. Leaf looking that way. A little underneath route for Murray. He makes the catch and gets himself close to a first down mark. Connor Fisher will toss him out of bounds right around the sticks at the 45-yard line.
I love the first down call there. A little dip in, dip out for the receiver. Murray wide open. Good gain.
Are they going to say
very,
it's not
very close to a first down? I'm not sure why they're not moving. There you go.
There we go. All right. I mean, if nothing else, they should have measured it. I think the officials on the field said it's a first down, but nobody signaled it to the chain crew. So it is a first down pickup for Governor Mifflin at the 45 on the completion to Murray. High snap. Leaf will turn around. Here's an eye formation look for Stewart. Stewart breaks free, and he's into Conestoga Valley territory before he's finally brought down inside the 40 at the 38-yard line of the Buckskins. Nice run, Patrick Stewart.
Perfect play call. Conestoga Valley blitzed their corner off the edge, and it was beautiful because Mifflin ran the ball right inside him. So once he did break the line, the secondary guy was already upfield. Good gain. Little momentum going here for Mifflin.
17 yards in a run for Patrick Stewart, his biggest gain of the night. And biggest gain on the ground for Governor Mifflin. They're at the Buckskin 38-yard line. Right back to Stewart on the handoff. And not much doing this time as he has stood up at around the 35-yard line. So the Mustangs going a little I formation here with Kalis blocking in front of Stewart and takes him for a gain. Actually turns out to be about a 4-yard pickup. They spot him at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice little run there. It's tough running between the tackles, all those down linemen and backers in the way, and Mifflin still plodded ahead for 3-4 yards.
So it's 2nd and 6 for the Mustangs at the CV 34. 8:20 still left to go in the third quarter. Mustangs down 4 scores. Leaf going to run the option to the near side. Looks downfield, nothing there. He's going to take and run. And going to get wrapped up right around the line of scrimmage and brought down. And nice tackle in the open field by Parker Book, his outside linebacker. Comes up and makes the tackle right at the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 6.
I think you're in 2-down territory from this point on. So that helps your play calling a little bit when you know you have a 4th down play that you can still pull out. So I wouldn't rule out another run here for Mifflin, or at least a quarterback run-pass option.
They are in the middle of the field, so that right side for Leaf is open. He's got his 2 receivers on the left side. Dina Tal, his tight end, is on the right side. 3rd and 6. Going to hand it off for Stewart. Stewart looking for some blocking. Gets some of it, And they just about cut it in half. They needed 6. They got 3. It'll be 4th and 3. So if you're looking for some positivity, that's what they got. They get half of it. Now Overly is going to check in, and Campitelli will come out. So they're going to bring in that second slot back in Cam Overly. We really haven't seen the 2-slot look that Mifflin ran so much with that beer. And we haven't seen the fullback Kalis at all.
Yep, Mifflin.
Time clock was running short for the Mustangs, so they're going to call a timeout here. With 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter, Conestoga Valley on top 35-7. Mustangs going to burn the timeout. I'm going to remind you of what's coming up this weekend here on WEEU, and it's going to take at least this timeout to get through it all because there's a lot going on. Again, tomorrow starts at 1:30 with Nittany Extra presented by Appella Wealth and Why Missing. Rich Garcella and yours truly will break down the loss by Penn State to Oregon and what lies ahead this Saturday in the game against UCLA. And then we'll have that game for you. Pregame starts at 2. Kickoff is at 3:30. Steve Jones and Jack Ham in Los Angeles at the Rose Bowl, Penn State and UCLA. And then that'll lead us right into our coverage of the Phillies and Los Angeles Dodgers. 7 o'clock, Scott Fransky, Larry Anderson, Kevin Stocker have the call. Joined in progress after the Penn State game winds up. Phillies and Dodgers tomorrow night. And then Sunday, it'll be the Eagles and the Denver Broncos with a 1 o'clock kickoff in Philly. And then back at it with the Phillies and Dodgers on Monday night. That is a 6 o'clock start for Game 2 of the National League Divisional Series, Phillies and Dodgers here on WEU. Following the Mustang timeout, 4th and 3 for Governor Mifflin from the CB 31-yard line. Leaf going to roll out, looks, passes. The pass is caught by Dina Tal. The tight end fighting for the first down. Did he get it?
I think he got it on second effort.
Wrapped up from behind by Anthony Rodriguez, who looked like he was trying to wrestle a steer to the ground, and Dina Tal, who just wouldn't go down. And it looks like they have and will have enough for the first down.
Dina Tal is having a nice game today, offensive and defensively. He got that all on his own effort there. Big 4th down pickup for Mifflin. Now they need to convert and score a touchdown here.
I'm talking to a wrestling coach. That looked like at least a 2-point takedown to me, if nothing else.
Yeah, not bad. There we go. A nice counter tray run.
And a flag as well as Leaf on the run gets run out of bounds inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line. And a flag down at the end of the play as Leaf was tossed out of bounds. Let's see what this is all about. Leaf on the play picked up about 8 or 9 yards.
I think we're going to see a face mask call here. I like what Mifflin has come back to, what was successful, and actually the play they scored a touchdown on earlier. Their formation is to the wide side of the field, and they're running a counter tray with the quarterback to the backside. And they're just outnumbering Conestoga Valley's defense back there.
So the penalty is the face mask against Conestoga Valley. So Leaf on the run got 9, and then 5 more added on to the run on the face mask penalty. So the Mustangs will have it now inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. First down and 10 for Governor Mifflin. Murray and Campitelli on the right side. Dina Tal on the left side from the left hash mark on 1st and 10 at the Buckskin 14. Turn and hand off. Kalis, his first carry. Runs into a traffic jam, but fights his way inside the 10 and all the way down to about the 6. Nick Kalis finally gets his first carry, and he makes the most of it on an 8-yard run.
Nice play, right up the gut. Good hard run. Might be something we see back from Mifflin a little later in this game.
So the fullback Kalis on the carry for 8. Now he'll come out of the game on 2nd and 2. So we'll see where the Mustangs go in terms of formation as the freshman Rylan Overly is going to check in now as the fullback. So he's sidecar right of Leaf with Stewart behind him on 2nd and 2 from the 6. Give is to Stewart, following the freshman fullback for a first down, 1st and goal to go for Governor Mifflin inside the 5-yard line.
So I've been around Berks County for a long time. I think there's been an Overly at Mifflin for 50 straight years.
I asked that same
this one's
question.
only a freshman.
Right. Well, there's 2 of them. I asked Nick Morrissey that same question last week. I said, how many Overlys have come through Governor Mifflin? There's Cam, who's a senior, and now Rylan, who's a freshman, and he was the lead blocker on that play and gets Patrick Stewart inside the 5 to the 4, first down, goal to go. Same look with Overly the fullback, and Leaf is going to keep it himself. Breaks a tackle, fights for the goal line. Did he get in?
Oh, I thought he crossed, but they're marking him down.
Jonathan Serrano with the bear hug at the 1 to wrap him up and stop him short. We'll call it the 1. It's really inside the 1. Second down, goal to go for Governor Mifflin.
The offensive mind inside my head is saying Mifflin should be hurrying up here a little bit more. I know scoring is important, but you still want to keep as much time on that clock as you possibly can.
Now they go with their traditional veer look with Overly the fullback, and it's Leaf for the quarterback keeper just trying to push and shove his way in. I don't know. No signal yet from the officials. Lots of bodies to pull off the pile, but they're going to say he's short. It's 3rd and goal.
I think we're going to see the exact same play here.
Yeah, I mean, he got a surge. I mean, they did move it forward, but
you could not put a piece of paper between the nose and the goal line there. I'm not sure how he wasn't.
If Frank would give me his credit card, I'd go down there and look, but I don't think I'd get either one of them completed. Here's his Leaf going to try it again. That time the surge looks like it's in. It is. Touchdown, Governor Mifflin. LeBron Leaf fights his way in, and the Mustangs get their second score in the quarterback sneak.
It wasn't easy, though. That was another close call there, but they finally pushed it across.
The toughest 3 inches LeBron Leaf may have ever had to pick up in his life, but he does get the touchdown that the Mustangs needed on the counter of the score by Conestoga Valley. So we said it might be must-score territory for the Mustangs, and they scored. And again, they took the ball methodically down the field, took their time to get there, if you want to call it that, on a 65-yard drive. And on for the extra point comes the senior Lance Koenig, and the extra point is good. When we come back to Shillington, 3 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Mustangs trail the Conestoga Valley Buckskins 35-14. High school football is presented by Savage Auto Group, and it's live on WEEU.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, ensuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338. A 12-play, 65-yard drive that chewed up almost 6 minutes of the 3rd quarter for the Governor Mifflin Mustangs, but LeBron Leaf with his 2nd touchdown run of the night, his 8th of the season. Here comes the onside kick. It's up in the air. It's bouncing around. The Mustangs in a position. Did they recover it before it went out of bounds? They did. The onside kick is recovered by Governor Mifflin, and the Mustangs are going to get the ball back in CV territory. So the onside kick works, and the Mustangs have the ball back. That thing bounced up in the air beautifully off the foot of Lance Koenig. It took a huge hop up and over the outstretched hands of one of the men up front for Conestoga Valley, and the Mustangs have it back. Right back on the field comes the offense, and the Mustangs have it in CV territory at the Buckskin 37-yard line.
Could not have asked for a better roll on that onside kick. Now Mifflin needs to hurry and get some points on the board in this 3rd quarter.
Leaf will hand it off for Stewart. Not much doing, although Stewart does somehow another sneak through the bottom. It looked like he was wrapped up at the 35, but he ends up getting to the 33.
He's crafty. He kind of just keeps on plotting through there. He's not a real big running back, but scooted through there for 4 yards.
He's 5'8" and 140 pounds. Nick Morrissey just cannot stop talking about him. And he said before the game, we have got to get the ball in his hands more often. He's got 9 carries now on the night, and he's caught 1 pass as well. Gets 4 yards there somehow. It's 2nd and 6 from the 33. Mustangs trying to go double dip here. Leaf will roll out, stops, plants to his left. Looking for a man. It's deflected up in the air. And was the catch? No, he's out of bounds. Campitelli made the catch on the deflection, but he was out of bounds on the play. Cordell Bear was back there, deflected it. Campitelli made the acrobatic catch, but he was laying on the sidelines, incomplete.
That was a good call. It was a great effort, but it was a good call. The ball did carry him out of bounds when he grabbed it. I like the play call, a little out and up from Mifflin. Again, they're forcing themselves to throw to the left side, which is tough, but he put the ball on the money. Just a nice tip by the defensive back.
So now the receivers will split out to the right side, which is Leafs' more accurate side and more athletic side on a 3rd and 6 from the 33. CV looking like they're selling out to come.
Here comes the blitz.
And Leaf is going to roll the opposite way, slips through a tackle. He got some of it, not all of it. As they looked like they were going to sign line up, everybody go right, went left instead. He's inside the 30 to about the 28. He got 5 of the 6 they need.
Rubble kind of saved him there. He just got enough of him to slow him down so that he could get some other defenders to pursue. But they had a nice little seam there. Big 4th down here.
4th and 1 for the Mustangs for the Conestoga Valley 28. Mustangs need that yard, keep this thing alive, and try to cash in this opportunity after the onside kick. Kalis back in there as the fullback with Stewart as the tailback in that pistol set. And movement up front.
Interesting enough, Conestoga Valley went to a 4-man front. I guess it's their goal line defense.
CV jumped.
And one of the defensive linemen got a little too aggressive. Big 1st down. Again, I'd like to see Mifflin just pick up the pace here and try and punch this in before the quarter runs out.
2 minutes exactly left to go, and the Mustangs get the free 1st down on the movement by CV. 5 first downs in this second half for Governor Mifflin. 2 of them have come by way of Buckskin penalties. 1st and 10 for Mifflin at the CV 23-yard line. Again, down 3 scores. Can the Mustangs, as Frank said, cash it in before the end of the 3rd period? Low snap. Leaf picks it up. Toss pitch to Stewart. Flag goes down as Stewart fights his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. That play had disaster written all over it. We'll see what the flag does to it.
Yeah, they're actually lucky they got away with still recovering the low snap.
And then Stewart just kind of threw it like a hot potato to get rid of it. Leaf threw it to Stewart. Stewart ends up getting pinned back to the 25 and a loss of 2. But again, there was a flag thrown behind it, and that's in the area holding, and that's what it's going to be. A hold against the Mustangs. Going to back them up 10 from the spot. And it will be back to the 33. So it'll be 1st down now and 20 for Governor Mifflin. Following the Mustangs' 4th penalty of this game with 1:39 now left to go into 3rd. Murray split left. Campitelli slot left. Now Stewart is lined up as a wing on the left with Kalis in the backfield alongside LeBron Leaf. Leaf going to roll out again to his left. Stops, plants. No, he's not. He's going to run. Slips out of a tackle.
Space.
20, 15, race to the pylon. LeBron Leaf will win that race. Touchdown, Mustangs. LeBron Leaf with his 3rd score of the game. This one from 33 yards out. Sometimes, Frank, you just put the ball in your athlete's hands and make a mega play.
Exactly. That series went as well as it could have for Mifflin. Onside kick, recover it, drive the field, short side of the field, score on a big play, keep some time left on the clock for the 3rd quarter, and now you're right back in the game.
So Leaf with his 3rd touchdown run of the night, and on for the extra point comes Lance Koenig. Ham Overly, the holder, gets it down, and Koenig bangs it through. The Mustangs close the gap, down 35-7. Now with 1:12 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Mustangs within 2 scores. Conestoga Valley 35, Governor Mifflin 21. We'll keep it here. So, Frank, you said it. They needed to get a little bit of a hurry-up pace. Maybe not the design of the play, but again, LeBron Leaf just made things kind of break down. And then once he got in the open field, we saw some foot speed we haven't been able to see from LeBron Leaf tonight.
Yeah, he ran to the far corner of the end zone. Smart, made the Conestoga Valley defenders chase him all the way across the field. Had a little too much speed for him. Put it in the end zone. 3rd touchdown of the night. Now we have ourselves a new game here.
Unofficially, Leaf with his now career high in rushing. Last year, as a running back, His high was in a game against Hempfield. He ran 8 times for 72 yards. Unofficially tonight, he has 18 carries for now 98 yards with that 33-yard score. And again, he's got 3 touchdown runs on the night. That's number 7, 8, and 9 on the season. He's going to be somebody, a really good football player at the next level. I don't know where he'd play at the next level. I mean, he's not a quarterback. We've already talked about that. He's just an athlete. I don't know if it's going to be the defensive side of the field. But I'll tell you what, if I was a college coach, I would have him on my contact list.
Interesting here, Conestoga Valley's in a hands kickoff return alignment where they have almost all of their athletes up 10 yards away from the ball, expecting another onside kick. This is a perfect opportunity for Mifflin to pound it deep and pin him down. There's hardly anybody available to block, but another onside kick.
Try it. It's rolling free.
It
the kicker just tried to get a little pooch kick and then roll on it himself, and the Mustangs have recovered it. Back-to-back onside kicks for the Governor Mifflin Mustangs, and they got the ball right back again.
Well, that is something. Referees are talking here, but I don't know what there is to talk about. I think they're just determining
whether
the
it went
ball
10 yards or not
before it got to the 10-yard mark.
And the Mustangs have the football right back in CV territory. Well, before this night's over with, we're going to have our Ready Fight Phil's player of the game. It might be the special teams coach or Lance Koenig right now. The way this thing is unfolding with LeBron Leaf, who had the lead in the clubhouse, things are changing in Shillington.
I think Doc Vecchio runs their special teams, and I just noticed he was helping the officials make that call that it was Mifflin's ball. So awfully nice of him to help them out.
Mustangs have it back at the CV 49 with 1:12 left to go in the third. Turn around and hand off to Stewart. CV defense has to be getting a little worn down. They've spent a lot of time on the field here in this second half as Stewart fights for a couple to the 47, a gain of just 2. Second down and 8 now coming up for Governor Mifflin. You got to like the fight. Even if you're Nick Morris, you got to like the fight that this team has shown here in the second half. They could have packed it in front of a homecoming crowd, and they have fought their way back.
Let's not forget how this third quarter started.
Yeah, exactly.
Fumbling the ball on the opening kickoff, down a bunch.
Second and 8 now from the 47. Leaf is going to keep it himself. Waits for something to open up. Not much does, so he just tries to push his way forward and pushes his way for a yard to the 46. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Mustangs.
It's a good adjustment by Conestoga Valley's defense. That's the same play they burned them on twice earlier in the game. Now they've stayed home and defended that short side. Now we're going to hit our 4th quarter here, and big 3rd down for Mifflin here.
The Mustangs will find that out in the 4th. They will not run another play here in the 3rd. But the push has come back from Governor Mifflin after CV scored the first touch for them in the 3rd quarter to make it a 35-7 game. The Mustangs go back with back-to-back scores. 35-21 our score. The final 12 minutes, and the Mustangs have the football when we come back to Shillington with the Buckskins on top. More high school football presented by Savage Auto Group, live on WEEU in Reading.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Tripping faucet, AC on the fritz, breakers keep tripping. One call does it all. Keith Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. For 30 years, we've handled everything from routine maintenance to full system installs. Residential and commercial, we're fast, fair, and always reliable.
Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com. Solving problems since before AI was a thing.
High school football at 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. 3rd down and 7 for the Mustangs to start the 4th quarter. LeBron Leaf looking for a little slant in play to Joe Murray, but nicely broken up by Conestoga Valley's defense. And the Mustangs are now in a 4th and 7, and no reason not to go for it right now if you're Governor Mifflin.
It's a beautiful play by the secondary of Conestoga Valley. Ball was on the money. Joe Murray was open initially, and the defender closed and knocked it away.
It's Cameron Bear, the junior defensive back, who broke it up. So 4th down and 7 now for the Mustangs. Need to get to the CV 39. Buckskins coming on a blitz. Mifflin picks it up. Leaf rolls out, looking for Campitelli, and this one's broken up again by Cameron Bear. Cameron Bear with back-to-back big defensive plays for the Buckskins, and CV will take over on downs.
Almost identical plays back-to-back.
So the younger brother of the wide receiver and defensive back, Cordell Bear. Cordell, 6'3" senior, Cameron, a 6-foot junior, but he makes the 2 plays back-to-back on defense, and the Buckskins stop Governor Mifflin. They'll take possession back now at the 46-yard line.
Here's the dangerous part now. You just had all the momentum shift. Now you have to have a defensive stand. I'd be very leery of Conestoga Valley going deep here early in this.
Aspen Shade, little quick hitter across the middle, and the pass is caught. He had 2 receivers in the spot. His tight end was one of them, and the other was Gabe Justiniano, and he made the catch. It's good for a 1st down into Mifflin territory, down to the Governor Mifflin 41-yard line, a gain of 14 yards.
2 crossing patterns. I'm not so sure the ball didn't go through one of the receiver's hands into the other one. They were identically crossing the field at the same time.
13 more on the gain to the 41-yard line for the Buckskins. Give this time is to Rubel, and a flag down on the at the snap. It's a little bit of a late flag. I'm guessing that's got to be procedure against the CV.
Yeah, I think Conestoga Valley's linemen didn't have their hands down yet, and they were in the process of putting their hand down when he snapped the ball.
So will cost Conestoga Valley 5 yards on the play. Backs them up 1st and 15 now, back at their Mustang 46-yard line.
Conventional football would tell you with a 2-score lead in the 4th quarter, you take your time, you milk the clock. That is not what's going on here.
That's not the way the Buckskins are built. 1st and 15 from the 46. Aspen Shade going to throw it again. Looking for a man. Going to overthrow. No, he's not. What an incredible catch. Cordell Bear just leaped up and pulled it down with one hand for the completed pass.
Beautiful catch. Just athletic.
Just short of the 1st down sticks, I believe. They're going to spot it down at the 33.
Mifflin with a little pressure there. It's the first time I've seen Epson Shea get put on his back this whole game, and he's been dropping back quite a bit.
13-yard completion will put him now over 300 yards on the night on an incredible catch by Bear. And the Buckskins are now in a 2nd and 2 from the Mustang 33-yard line.
Now they're slowing their pace down a little bit.
Again, there is no play clock here at Mifflin. And they're just going to put Garcia in motion, fling it out to him, but the Mustangs are there to break it up.
Nice tackle.
And I believe that was Stewart who came up to make the tackle. Actually, it was Dina Tal, the linebacker. Yep. And it'll lost on the play, back to a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 now. Actually spotted back at the line of scrimmage. So call it 3rd and 2 from the 33.
He's a warrior. I haven't seen him come off the field at all tonight. He's on all the special teams, playing tight end. He's playing backer, making a lot of plays for Mifflin.
So now it's 3rd and 2 for the Buckskins. Again, no gain on the play. 3rd and 2 for the Mifflin 33. Clock now inside of 10 minutes left to go in the game. Buckskins lead it 35-21. Mustangs coming after him. Espen Shade. Bear dropped the football. Took a peek upfield and dropped the football. It's 4th down.
Yeah, I think he had his first move already in his mind and took his eye off the ball at the last second. I tell you, every time you think Mifflin's down and out, they scrap themselves right back into it here. This is a huge 4th down.
Espen Shade, 18 for 22 now, and he's had 2 passes dropped. 4th and 2 at the 33. As Frank said, trying to get off the field now. The Mustang defense, can they come up with a stop? Espen Shade making a change at the line of scrimmage. Rubel is his back in his backfield, sidecar to his right.
Oh,
and movement.
Oh, yeah.
Mustangs are pointing fingers. Did CV move? They did. It's going to cost them 5. Now what does John Shapansky do? Be 4th down and 7 coming up for the Buckskins.
I don't know if they have a punt team. I don't think they practice.
Well, I will
punt.
tell you that when he sent me the lineup, he said it's Jaden Conaway. So
okay.
Technically, I guess they have one.
Oh, and
how
here
many
we're
times we're going to find out because here it comes. They're going to play the long game here. It would appear, and try to back up Governor Mifflin with 9:40 to go in a 2-score game. It looks like Conestoga Valley is going to punt the football, and I say looks like because it is Jaden Conaway who is the punter.
In my opinion, smart move.
By the way, the punt returner for Governor Mifflin is LeBron Leaf. The other 10 are at the line of scrimmage for Governor Mifflin. And they roll it back there. Conway picks it up on a bounce and gets the kickoff. Leaf is just going to run away from it and hope it rolls to the end zone, but it will not. It's going to hit at the 10 and stop them deep. Around the 7-yard line is where Governor Mifflin will pick up the football. But there's still 9:29 left to go in the game. Mustangs have a long way to go and 2 scores to get. They'll start from their own 7, first down and 10. So this has become quite the entertaining second half here. And those 2 onside kicks were game changers for the Mustangs. Got them right back in this football game. Had a chance for more. Came up empty on the last one, but now the defense comes up with a stop for Mifflin. Can the offense drive the field?
I hope so. I want to see a score and another onside attempt to see if there's any kind of record of winning 3 straight onside kicks.
Frank's rooting for crazy.
Yeah, that's right.
First and 10 from the 7. Murray goes in motion. Leaf is going to roll the opposite way. He's going to tuck it and try and run with it. And another great open field tackle by Conestoga Valley. That time it was Tegan Rubel.
Rubel doesn't make that play. He's running for a first down.
2 yards only on the run by Leaf on his 20th carry of the night.
Uh-oh.
And now he's a little shaken up, or maybe it's just a shoe repair job.
Yeah.
Now down on the field. Maybe it's a cramp. It looked like he was just trying to get his shoe back.
That's what I thought. I think he's just trying to get his shoe back on.
Right. So doesn't look like they're gonna make Mifflin make him come off the field. They are because they stopped the clock. So Leaf's gonna have to come off the field for a play here. And they're gonna bring in the freshman quarterback, Jack Miller.
Dad's got a hold of his neck right now.
Dad is TJ, who coached for a long time, coached here at Mifflin, and was the head coach at Boyertown for a couple of years. And now back as the offensive coordinator for the Mustangs with words of wisdom for his 9th grader.
Let him chuck it.
Second and 8 from the 9, from the guy who's lived in a wing tee. Defense from the left hash mark. It's over his head and back into the end zone. Miller's going to fall on it and what will be a safety. That was not the fault of the quarterback. The snap was well over his head. And Miller actually did the right thing by falling on the football to make sure that the Buckskins didn't get a touchdown out of it. So it will go as a safety for Conestoga Valley, makes the score 37-21, and the Buckskins will get the football back. Well, that's the danger of being backed up deep in your own end zone after that punt that was stopped at the 7-yard line.
Yeah, I like Conestoga Valley's option to punt the ball there, even though they have this high-powered offense. It's smart football. You have a lead in the 4th quarter. Mifflin, to make them drive the entire field with their style of play, would have eaten a lot of that clock up for them, and it ends up paying off for them, pinning them down deep and now getting the snap over the quarterback's head.
So it still is a 2-score game at 37-21. With the 2-point conversions added into the equation. So it still remains a 2-score game, but on the safety, Mifflin now will kick off, and CV stands to get great field position because it's a free kick from the 20-yard line. So the Buckskins with a chance. It's really a dangerous opportunity to try an onside kick from this spot on the field.
But, Conestoga Valley's kickoff return team is in a hands formation. They are anticipating
just in case.
a kick.
Yeah, they've got 2 guys back deep, sort of, kind of, and everybody else up close just in case. So John Shapansky's not taking any chances. He's going to get his hands team out there just in case. They will kick it off, and it will roll and roll and roll and eventually roll out of bounds.
If you looked at all the numbers of the players on that kickoff return, that's all their skill players. So they are definitely concerned about another onside kick.
So the kick goes out of bounds, and they'll take it from the spot. You can either take it from the 35, but the kick didn't reach the 35, so they'll take it from the spot of where it went out of bounds. which is somewhere between the 35 and 40. And CV's offense back out on the field now for their third offensive series of this second half.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's an interesting
20 because it was kicked off from the 20 as opposed to the 35.
So the ball is now being placed on the 45-yard line.
Right, of Governor Mifflin. So the
Wow.
Buckskins again in Mifflin territory at this Governor Mifflin 45-yard line. So it's 25 yards is what they said, what Bo Stockholm said from the spot of the kickoff, which was the 20.
In hindsight, they should have onside kicked. They really didn't gain a whole lot of yardage by putting it out of bounds.
Conway goes in motion. Another flag on the snap.
Another offside, I believe.
So the Buckskins have gotten a little sloppy here in this second half. They were pretty efficient in half number one. But this is their fifth penalty of the second half.
Now this is interesting and more interesting to Exeter. Can Conestoga Valley run the ball with a lead and chew up clock? They're such an air attack team. Do they have a nice running complement to go with it? Can they hold a lead and just wear the clock out, or are they just run and gun?
Back to midfield now for the Buckskins. Espenshade looking for the gun portion of it. He's got Garcia trying to make a man miss. Makes two men miss, and eventually gets wrapped up at around the 40. Good run after the catch by Josiah Garcia as he picks up 10. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Another accurate pass on the numbers, allowing the receiver to run with the ball once it's in his hands.
You're right. I mean, they don't have to make adjustments at all. The ball is on their numbers or out in front of them to make the catch and run.
Yeah, very impressive.
2nd down and 5 from the 40-yard line of the Mustangs for Sawyer, Espenshade, and Conestoga Valley. Here's Conaway. The jet sweep makes the man miss, cuts back. He's at the 30. 25 makes another cut, and finally brought down from behind. Gunnar Gebhardt, the defensive end, hustling all the way down the field, but down to the 15 after a 25-yard first down run for Jaden Conaway.
Nice jet sweep. Conway saw a little crack, turned, planted his foot, got up the field, made a nice cutback against the grain. Big run.
First carry of the game for Conaway. It's a 25-yard first down run. First and for the Buckskins at the Mifflin 15. 7:30 left to play. 37-21 Conestoga Valley. Maybe looking to deliver the knockout blow here. Garcia goes in motion. They'll give it to Rubel instead, but he is blown up in the backfield. Big play coming up and blowing it up. And coming through was Dylan Worley, the middle linebacker, busted a gap.
Nice play by Worley. Shot the gap. Put his helmet right on the numbers. Good tackle.
Loss of 4 on the play back to the 19-yard line. 2nd down and 14. Espenshade will have 3 on his right and 1 in Bear on his left. Rubel remains the back in the backfield. No tight end on the field. 2nd and 14 from the 19. Give is to Rubel. Trying to find a hole, and he'll push inside the 15 to the 14. Gets 5, and it'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Mifflin's got to start to gamble a little bit here defensively. I see they're sort of sneaking into a man coverage now. Try and get another defender in the box to stop the run. But
do you start trying to punch here?
Yeah, I think you got to make something happen here.
Try to get the football loose somehow or another. Try to see if you can't punch it out of the hands of whoever has the ball in their hands on 3rd and 9 from the 14-yard line.
Conestoga Valley hasn't huddled all night, but they're noticeably taking their time now, letting that clock run before they're snapping the ball.
Rubel now sidecar left, and again, Espenshade with 3 on his right, 1 on his left. Looking right all the way, has time, has a man, an underneath route. It's Fisher on the catch, looking for the sticks, and it looks like he has enough before he went out of bounds. He had blocking downfield from Garcia, and it looks like it's going to be first down, goal to goal for Conestoga Valley.
Same story. They're running one of their trip receivers deep, and one of the other receivers is stopping at a 5-yard out and puts the ball on the money.
11-yard pickup, first down, goal to goal for the Buckskins. Inside of 6 minutes to go in the football game. First and goal from the 3. Rubel right up the middle, trying to push his way in. The Mustangs are pushing back, and eventually they'll wrap him up. Forward progress probably to the 2. It's 2nd and goal. And the Buckskins are perfectly okay with this.
Yeah.
If it takes 2 or 3 plays to get in, that's fine by Conestoga Valley's standpoint.
Don't kid yourself. They want those points on the board, but they're okay taking their time to get it. He'd rather have it on 4th down instead of on 2nd down.
2nd down and goal from the 2. Clock now inside of 5:20 by the time CV snaps it. Garcia in motion to hand it off to him in a jet sweep, and he'll jump his way into the end zone. Touchdown. Josiah Garcia, his 3rd score of the night. This one the first time on the ground. Just put him in motion, handed it off to him, and Garcia follows his blockers nicely on the right side for the score that maybe puts this one on ice for Conestoga Valley. On for the extra point is Colson Erb. Again, Cameron Bear is the holder. Snap good, hold down, and the kick is through. 5:15 left to go in the football game. Conestoga Valley now on top of Governor Mifflin, 44-21. We'll take a timeout. Back with more high school football presented by Savage Auto Group, live on WEEU in Reading.
Redner's Markets makes grocery shopping more convenient with Redner's Ready. Shop online and place your order as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Our personal shoppers handpick your items and accommodate any personal instructions for your grocery needs. There's no difference between in-store and online pricing and no extra cost for pickup. And you can even have your order delivered by DoorDash for a small fee. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
5 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in the football game, and Conestoga Valley again with another short field to work with. Technically, they started that one from the 45-yard line. They got penalized right away back to the 50, but it took them 7 plays, and they're in the end zone for a 44-21 victory. Again, after the snap in the end zone, and then Mifflin had a kickoff for a short field, the Buckskins got themselves a short field to work with. Here on the kickoff return, Lucas Kreider from his own 5-yard line for Governor Mifflin to the 15. The freshman looking for daylight. Fights his way to about the 20, and that's where he'll get wrapped up.
Okay, Mifflin's playing for their season now, so you got to build on something here in this 4th quarter. There's certainly been a lot of fight in them. Coach Marcy's got to be really pleased with their effort tonight. Now a nice drive, a score here, builds a little momentum as they head into next week.
From the 20-yard line is where Governor Mifflin back on offense here. Spent a lot of time on the field offensively in this second half. And from the 20-yard line, Ron Leaf over 100 yards rushing unofficially on the night to go along with his 3 touchdowns. 1st and 10 from the 20. Murray will go in motion towards the slot. Leaf looking that way. Nothing. He does not have enough time. He's going to get wrapped up and dropped. They were looking for the long ball with Campitelli and Murray, but Leaf just didn't have enough time to pull the trigger on it and get sacked.
Yeah, Campitelli was going deep. Murray was cutting underneath him on a dig pattern. Nice play concept, but they just didn't have enough time to get the ball off. Conestoga Valley's defensive linemen are now just pinning their ears back, knowing that the running game is out the window. You just got to throw.
So it's now 2nd down and 13 for the Mustangs on the loss of 3 on the play. 2nd sack of the game for Conestoga Valley defense. Again, with that pistol set, bunched up on the left side of the field are the 2 receivers. They'll turn and hand off for Stewart. Stewart looking for some daylight, not much doing. The edge of the defense just wrapping things up. Garcia's in on the tackle. Rubel's in on the tackle. As Bear runs it to about the 18-yard line, gains just a yard on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 12. inside of 4 minutes left to go. Mustangs again next week with a road trip to Lebanon, then another road trip to Elizabethtown before they finish up one last home game for Governor Mifflin here at Mifflin Stadium against Ephrata. Frank made reference to the Exeter game coming up in a couple of weeks. That will be on the Buckskins home field, and we'll have that one for you here in our live coverage, both on the radio and the free video stream as well. Exeter and Conestoga Valley coming up in 2 weeks on October 17th. Now, Governor Mifflin is going to call a timeout here. 3:28 left to go in the football game, and the Mustangs need a timeout. We're going to take a 30-second timeout with Governor Mifflin, back with 3:28 left to go, and CV on top when we return after this.
Support your Berks County community while purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information.
Alongside Frank Ferrandino, my name is Bob McCoy. You listen to high school football tonight here on WEEU. And it's the Conestoga Valley Buckskins 44, the Governor Mifflin Mustangs 21. Mifflin with the football. 3rd and 2 for the Mustangs from their own 18-yard line. You had Guy Campitelli slot right, Joe Murray split right. And now the halfback, I actually put Kalis, the fullback, at the slot on the right side.
Yeah, they're both fullbacks in the game now, I think, to try and protect the quarterback, which is
not going to work as Leaf is in trouble and he's going to get down. This time it was Book again in the backfield. He had some help from Talon Young Bennett. And so Leaf gets wrapped up and dropped for a loss on another sack by the CV defense. They're going to drop Leaf back to about the 17-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Bob, how many times has Mifflin thrown the ball tonight?
By my numbers, 16 pass attempts.
16 pass attempts. If you would have bet me before I got to Shillington tonight, and at least 5, 6, 7 other times he was planning on throwing and
he's been sacked 3 times.
And run.
Right. So, I mean, I think it's a kind of a desperate measure by Nick Morrissey to try to figure out a way to make this work. Trouble on the return, and somehow another Conway was able to pick it up. Did everything he could to kind of mess that thing up, but give him credit. Jaden Conway ultimately controlled it after it hit off his hands. He wrapped it up, and it gets wrapped up at the CB 46-yard line.
When it's your night, it's your night. That ball was bouncing around in his hand on an ill-advised punt return, and it still ends up in his belly.
So the Buckskins get it back, 1st and 10 from the 46. And to Frank's point before about this CV offense, so they built now to try to run some clock here in every play. You've got a very experienced, a very heady quarterback in Sawyer Espichet. So he knows. And again, no play clock here in Shillington. So he's got to go off his own base instincts as to when that back judge is going to put his hand up that there's 5 seconds left to snap the football. From his own 46-yard line. Justiniano goes in motion. They'll hand it off to him on the jet sweep to the near side, and he'll work his way into Mifflin territory. Boy, CV's been really good after contact tonight, and Justiniano runs it almost for a 1st down. He picked up 9.
And it's several different people. It's the same story, but from several different skill players for them. They don't go down on the first contact, keep their feet moving, and they're gaining the extra yards.
Espinshade has hit 6 different receivers with completions tonight, and including the quarterback Espinshade, 5 different ball carriers as well, including Justiniano, who just ran for 9. It's 2nd and 1.
Yeah, that's tough on a defense. You can't focus on one player or one scheme.
Justiniano again will go in motion. His little counter handoff to Rubel. He makes a man miss, and he's going to turn into a 1st down run. Had a shot at him in the backfield, but a great juke move. Got away from Dean Atal, and Rubel runs it for a 1st down.
That should allow them to start taking some knees here, maybe one more run.
So Tegan Rubel with a great move in his own backfield, and he needed to because Dean Atal was right there. Dean Atal slapped the ground because he knew he had a shot at him, but just couldn't wrap him up. It's just a 3-yard gain, but they only needed the 1. They get the 1st down. And now with 2 minutes left to go, Espinshade still lining up in the shotgun. Mustangs only have one more timeout they can burn. Garcia will go in motion this time. The give is to Rubel. Has a little bit of a hole. Cuts away from a tackler at the 35 to the 30, and then runs out of bounds. That he didn't want to do.
No.
He'll pick up the first down, but he did go out of bounds and stop the clock with 1:42 left to play.
I think their mindset is just to keep gaining as many yards as possible because, the smart play would have been to get tackled inbounds, keep the clock running. But I think their philosophy is just keep the pedal down and keep on going.
25-yard line is where they spotted Rubel down, so it is a 17-yard run for the senior running back. First down and 10, and CV back to work. Again, they bunched the receivers a little tighter this time. Again, Garcia's the motion man. He'll get the handoff on the sweep. Cuts it upfield this time to the 20, to the 15, breaks free, and he will take it in for his 4th touchdown of the night. Josiah Garcia, again, breaking through arm tackles, takes it in for a 25-yard touchdown run.
I'm glad you have to pick player of the game because you have a couple choices here.
Yeah, we do.
That I don't think anybody'd argue with you on.
Josiah Garcia has scored 4 touchdowns, 2 of them as a receiver, 2 of them now as a runner. And, of course, Sawyer Espenshade has been the guy who's been throwing all those touchdown passes as Colson Erb will come on for the extra point. So they didn't tell you new guy has to pick? I just made that rule up just because I thought it was a good idea.
I'm going with a lineman.
Erb's extra point is good. We've got 1:33 left to go in this one. I invite you to stick around for that Pizza Como Temple postgame show. We'll have words with winning coach John Shapansky and whoever we ultimately end up deciding as who our Reading Fight Phil's player of the game. We'll have our Celebration Villa of Exeter play of the game. See, Frank, that's how I do it. I give one the player of the game. I give one the play of the game.
Smart.
And want to be maybe I'll run for politics one day.
This is not your first time on the job.
So the run by Garcia puts CV up now on top by a score of 51-21. So a valiant effort here by Governor Mifflin in this second half. The Mustangs got it to within 2 scores, but then that safety kind of blew up everything, and it changed the complexion of this fourth quarter around dramatically.
It's amazing how in high school sports momentum can change so quickly. We're looking at a 2-score game, and the next thing you know, you blink your eye, and it's 51-21. Certainly a heck of an effort by both teams. Conestoga Valley's very talented, and Governor Mifflin showed me a lot of fight tonight.
So the Mustangs, again, will have Stewart and Kreider back deep. And it will be the freshman again on the return from about his own 6-yard line. Lost a 15-20, bounces off a tackler at the 22 to the 30, and then gets grabbed and tossed out of bounds. Connor Fisher on the tackle for the Buckskins. 1:24 left to play in this football game. And the Mustangs back on offense.
For a guy who likes the offensive football, this was a great game for you to invite me to come in. 72 points, that's some excitement here.
And again, to the Mustangs' credit, this is a Conestoga Valley defense that's giving up less than 6 points a game. Mustangs have put up 21 in this game. And just a tremendous effort. We saw a little bit of that fight last week, even though the score didn't dictate it with the game against Wilson. Leaf will turn and hand it off, and the guy who's on the kickoff return, Lucas Kreider, will get that handoff, and he'll get wrapped up and brought down by Sam Matanti. Matanti's had an active night. That 3-down lineman, they've used 4 or 5 different guys in that 3-down lineman, but they've been active.
Yeah, they've been rotating them, and they stay fresh, and they're just playing football.
So a 3-yard gain for Kreider, and we're now inside of a minute left to go. Nick Morrissey giving some of his youth a chance to play. We've seen Ryan Overly as freshman fullback. We've seen the freshman quarterback Jack Miller in there for a couple of snaps out of necessity because Leaf got shaken up for a play and had to come out. Kreider put the ball on the ground and the football loose for a moment. Who fell on it? Handoff from Leaf to Kreider, and it looks like the Mustangs did fall on it.
That might do it here tonight, yep.
And it does not look like the Mustangs are going to try and run another play. As Governor Mifflin, again, got it to within a 35-21 score, but three more scores, including the safety for the Buckskins in that fourth quarter. And they ultimately win it going away and remain unbeaten on the season. The final score, Conestoga Valley 51, Governor Mifflin 21. We'll take a timeout back with our Pizza Como Temple postgame show, words with winning coach John Shapansky, and a whole lot more before we sign off here in Shillington after this on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
From the second floor here at 4th and Court, I'm Jeff Nolan. The final here tonight, 51-21 Conestoga Valley with the win over Governor Mifflin. Post-game show coming up, on the field interviews. Still, you can catch them on the YouTube channel, 830 WEEU Sports. We got all the finals. Plus, we've got a visit in studio. Not one, but two players from Berks Catholic. We're going to be joined by Aiden Curley and Xavier Gerald. Don't go anywhere. We've got Bob McCool on the field with a post game coming up here in just a few moments.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
The Pizza Como of Temple post-game show. Pizza Como is a family-owned business going strong on the 5th Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is The Yard, a virtual golf experience to keep your game sharp all year round. And if you're a sports card or memorabilia fan, stop in to buy, sell, or trade. Pizza Como on The Yard, 4600 5th Street Highway in Temple. Down on the field, and I'm with John Shapansky first, and we'll get with Sawyer Espenshade in a moment. But, Coach, I just want to talk to you a little bit about game tonight. But first and foremost, before we do that, sitting now at 7-0, I know you ran the table last year. You lose graduation as part of high school football. Are you where you expected to be? Do you expect to be able to have that run just like you did last year?
Well, I mean, we had a great group last year, but we returned a lot of key pieces. So, you know, the work that these guys put in the offseason and over the summer and spring ball and, yeah, we had the expectations as we got another good group. We've got to stay focused 1 week at a time. But that's dividend to the kids who put in the extra time and the hard work. So they've earned where they are, and I'm proud of them.
When you have an offense as dynamic as your offense is, sometimes the defense gets lost. But you're giving up less than 6 points a game going into tonight's game. You're running a little bit of a different look with that 3-3 stack. But sometimes those kind of odd man fronts can come to your advantage, especially against a team that runs an offense the way Governor Mifflin does.
Yeah, we made the adjustment. We felt that was a system that was going to fit to the kids. So, as coaches, we have to be able to adapt, and we see the kids that we have and try to match our schemes with their capabilities. And I think we've done a good job, both the kids and coaches, making that work.
And then we go to the offensive side. And obviously having Sawyer Espenshade back for another season, can you give us a little bit of an idea? You get to coach him every day. We get to see him once or twice a year, but you get to work with him every day. Tell us a little bit about Sawyer Espenshade off the field as much as he's on the field.
Just as great of a person as he is on the field. Works hard, puts in the extra time. Great leader, role model in school. Super proud to have him on our team. Just, he's the kind of kid that, you hope your kids grow up and be like him.
And I'm going to say that you're probably pretty happy that your offensive line did a pretty good job of keeping him upright all night long.
Yeah, Governor Mifflin's got a good defense and a good defensive line, big bodies. They played well together. We're able to keep the pressure off of him for the most part, and he's able to make plays when that happens.
All right, give me a pat on the back. I waited this long before I asked you about Exeter. You're going to see Exeter in a couple weeks. I know you don't want to talk about it, but it's out there. It's on the horizon. How do you keep them focused to make sure they think about next week and not 2 weeks?
We just kind of recap tonight's game real quickly, and we focus on E-Town, and that's everybody knows who we play in 2 weeks, but if we don't come out and play a good football game next Friday, then that following week doesn't have a whole lot of meaning to the point where everybody anticipates and wants it to. That's for us. We feel like it's a difficult task, but it's easy to stay focused. These guys have done a good job week in and week out, because you think back to media day, and that was, I don't know, we got that question asked 20 times. But again, if you don't take care of week by week business, that all those conversations mean nothing.
We're rooting for you because we'll be there in 2 weeks. We're looking forward to seeing it. Thanks, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, John Shapansky with the win. Conestoga Valley takes the W. We're going to take a little bit of an opportunity now. You see if we can get Sawyer Espenshade to jump on with us. Sawyer, thanks for taking a couple minutes with us. A little bit about your offense and the performance that you had tonight. You threw it for over 300 yards, but I got to ask you about the guys you're throwing the football to. You got a lot of weapons to distribute the football to.
Yeah, they make it easy on me. I just got to get them the ball. They can do a lot with it. They make great catches. They make great plays after the catch, make a lot of yards after catch.
This is your second year as a starter in this system. How quickly do you feel like you adapted to this offense, and how much do you love playing in this offense?
I think it's been pretty smooth. Over the summer, when we had Mannion coming here, I was working a lot with him over the summer just to make sure I knew everything in the playbook. And yeah, it's been really easy with him and all the coaches helping me out learn the offense.
So you guys look like you had this game in control, and then the onside kicks kind of got you. You ended up standing on the sidelines and being a spectator for a while. What were you doing while this game was looking like it was slipping away from you?
I was just trying to stay warm because I knew our defense was going to stop at one point, and I was just making sure I would be ready to go in when they did that.
We were talking about this a little bit in the booth as the game was starting to wind down. You're a team that likes to go and get up and go, but then when you have a lead, you got to kill some clock. How much time do you spend working on that aspect of the game?
Yeah, definitely in practice. We're making sure we're having a segment out there for clock management and all that. And I know I talked to the coaches about that stuff. When it's in the game, we're ready for it.
All right, we just talked to Coach about it. We'll talk to you about it as well. Exeter is on the horizon. You end up with a split of them last year. You got them first. They got you second. I know you're thinking about Exeter in a couple weeks, but you're not thinking about Exeter in a couple weeks. But then again, you are thinking about Exeter in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we know they're there, but we're really just trying to focus on next week, this game ahead. We'll be ready when that game comes, but right now we're just focused on week 8.
We congratulate you, Sawyer. Great job tonight. Thanks for spending some time with us. You got it. We'll take a timeout, back with more of our Pizza Coma Temple postgame show after this.
My AC gave out on the hottest day of the year. Keith had it running again fast and for a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling. Keith handles it all. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Honest, fast, professional, solid work every time. Call Keith. You'll be glad you did.
Keith, quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com.
Redner's Markets is a part of the Berks County community, proudly employee, local, and American-owned since 1970. Your support has made Redner's a staple, and your continued commitment is rewarded with the Redner's Rewards Program. Shopping at the markets earns you big savings, grocery deals, special offers and services, and surprise savings. Rewards members save at the pump, too, with discounts on fuel prices at our 7 Redner's Quick Stops and many more select locations. Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's mobile app. Sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition. Support your Berks County community while purchasing great new and used furniture, appliances, and building supplies at the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County. Located at 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple, the Restore carries brand name new and used appliances, furniture, home decor, and more. Many new items are manufacturer direct and are available at unbeatable prices. Stop by the Habitat for Humanity Restore of Berks County Tuesdays through Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. or visit our website at restoreberks.org for more information.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
All right, some points of interest here in the Pizza Como Temple postgame show before we send things back to our scoreboard show back at the WEEU studios. First and foremost, that is our player of the game, brought to you by the Reading Fighting Phils and our all-new Redner's Event Center at First Energy Stadium. Our Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the Our Phils all-new Redner's Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting, or event, or any charity fundraiser dinner, the number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redner's Event Center at the Our Phils. Go to ourphils.com/events for more information. Well, I'm not really a poker player. I kind of tip my hand. This Sawyer Espenshade is our player of the game. But unofficially, 20 for 24 for 324 yards and 4 touchdowns. Just kind of orchestrating the whole thing. Espenshade getting the job done for the Buckskins. And for the record now with his 4 touchdown passes tonight, now 21 touchdown passes on the season to go up against just 3 interceptions. Our play of the game is brought to you by the Celebration Villa of Exeter, and they are continuing their September incentive through the month of October. Families that sign up on or by October the 29th will receive 50% off rent for November and December. Get settled in your new home before winter sets and enjoy all the holidays have to offer at Celebration Villa of Exeter. Current availability is limited. Send direct referrals to Natalie today. So Celebration Villa of Exeter, and the play of the game happened as things really started to get crazy here in Shillington in the end of the third quarter after a onside kick by the Governor Mifflin Mustangs after they scored a touchdown. LeBron Leaf with a 33-yard touchdown run. It was a key component for the Mustangs and got them back in the football game. It got it to a 2-score game at the end of the third quarter at 35-21. Unfortunately for the Mustangs, it kind of came apart in the fourth quarter, and it was at the very moment when LeBron Leaf ended up coming off the field. The freshman quarterback, Jack Miller, did nothing wrong. It was just a snap over his head into the back of the end zone. He fell on the ball. He did all he could, which was to fall on the football, and the Buckskins got the safety. They ended up getting a short field, and ultimately were able to put the game away with a couple of scores to make it look a whole lot bigger and better in the favor of Conestoga Valley when it was all said and done at 51-21. So back up in the booth, Frank Ferrandino, you got a chance to see these two football teams, but obviously talking about Conestoga Valley and what lies ahead, and as I was talking about with the kids, Look, you've been in that position where, look, and you're in that position right now because you got Twin Valley sitting on the horizon on Saturday afternoon, and you got to focus on what you have to do. But at the same time, look, you're dealing with 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids, and they know it. And everybody in school is telling them about, hey, when they get that big game, you got Twin Valley this weekend, you got Exeter in 2 weeks, and you got to try to keep them focused. And it's got to be one of the most difficult aspects of being a high school football coach.
Yeah, and everybody who tells you, no, we're playing one game at a time and we're practicing for they're full of crap. Yeah, I mean, that's what makes high school sports. Kids get a huge opportunity playing a big game, and that's where your focus goes.
So we'll talk a little bit about that because we'll have those games all coming your way. But first and foremost, again, don't forget, tomorrow, Penn State, UCLA gets started with Nittany Extra, presented by Appella Wealth in Wyomissing. Rich Garcella and yours truly at 1:30, followed by the Penn State pregame show at 2. Steve Jones and Jack Ham with a kickoff at 3:30. Then we send things to Citizens Bank Park. Phillies and Dodgers, first game of the National League Divisional Series. Scott Fransky, Larry Anderson, and Kevin Stocker will have the call for you. So that's a heck of a doubleheader for you on Saturday here in WEU. Then we'll follow it up with the Eagles and Denver Broncos on Sunday at 1 o'clock. Merrill Reese and Mike Quick with the call of the football game Sunday at 1. And then back with the Phillies and Dodgers for game 2 of the NLDS on Monday night. That takes care of the next couple of nights. And, of course, the Phillies in game 3 and 4. And whether there'll be a game 5 or not is to be determined. We'll have them all for you. Phillies baseball, as long as the Phillies keep going, we'll have it for you here at WEU. Next Friday night, Nittany Extra presented by Appella Wealth. My missing starts at 6. Then high school football presented by Savage Auto Group. We'll have the Frost Ball for you. Hamburg at Schuylkill Valley will be in Leesport with the pregame show at 6:30. And then Saturday afternoon, I just teased it with Frank, Twin Valley at Wyomissing. Exclusive live video stream coming your way with the 1:30 kickoff from Bob Wolfram Field. Wyomissing playing host to Twin Valley. Twin Valley takes care of their end of the game tonight. Wyomissing took care of their end of the game last night. So a matchup of unbeatens. Number 3 in the state, number 5 in the state. Frank's getting madder the more I talk about it, but it's the reality. I mean, look, these are the games you talk about, Frank, but this is like, look, when you're in the heat in August, these are the games. You're looking forward to these games. How good are we? How good can we be? And you're going to find that out next Saturday.
Yeah, obviously playing games against inferior opponents has its value to it, but you know, if you're a real competitor, you want to play the best teams out there and you want to compete against the best and see where you are. And that's exactly what is heading for Conestoga Valley and Exeter, and next weekend at Wyomissing, Twin Valley. And that's what high school sports are all about.
And we'll have them all for you right here on WEU. Again, we'll have that Exeter Conestoga Valley game for you coming up on week 9. That's October the 14th. And then we'll finish, or October the 17th, excuse me. And then we'll finish it up on October the 24th back at John Gursky Stadium when they decide Section 1 of the Lancaster 11 League, and Wilson and Manheim Township go after. We've got some state-caliber football games coming your way. It's still October, but it's going to feel like it's November and postseason football because of what we got coming up the next couple of weeks here on high school football and WEU. Coming up now, it's the Scoreboard Show with Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob back at the WEU studios. Thanks to John Giuseppe, the athletic director here at Governor Mifflin High School, for the hospitality. Thanks to Sean Tansky back at the WEU studio. Our technical director tonight has been Kyle Rudart. Thanks for getting the job done. Thanks as always by the boss, John Treese. And thanks again to Frank Ferrandino. Frank, thanks for jumping in on this tonight. We really appreciate it. Thanks for all you did.
My pleasure. I enjoy WEU. You have some great people you work with and for, and you are second to none, Bob. As much as I tease you, you're really good at this. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. I'll bring all that up next Saturday.
Right.
When you say all those nice things to me again on Saturday afternoon. Like, get away from me. We had a game to play. We'll have it all for you. Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob, take it away. The Scoreboard Show rolls on. Conestoga Valley rolls to 7-0 with a 51-21 win over Governor Mifflin tonight here at WEU.
This has been High School Football, presented by Savage Auto Group on 830 WEEU.
High school sports on WEEU is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A, Celebration Villa of Exeter, Diefenbach Snacks, the Coley Insurance Group, Keith Heating and Air Conditioning, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Overhead Door Company, Render's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Ready Fight Phil's, Savage Auto Group, Shell's Restaurant, Mini Golf and Dairy Swirl, Spots Insurance, UECU, United Way of Berks County, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
WEEU is your source for comprehensive coverage and live play-by-play action from the gridiron. This is 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. The voice of Berks and beyond. 830 WEEU ready.